everybody. Welcome to yet another portion of Kobold Con. We are so excited that you all have been with us this weekend, as obviously we roll out those PDF version of Tales of the Valiant, dropping all kinds of cool stuff, conversion guides, and just advice and behind-the-scenes look. It's been so much fun, and today we're bringing you some more actual play, so you can really dig in and see the system in action. And then I obviously, you saw me run a game on Friday, pre-recording for some staff members, but this is my second chance this weekend to try and kill the Valiant Six, which brings me to this wonderful group of people that I have here around me. So in a little bit, I'll give, kind of a 10,000-yard view, why we're here, talk about the scholarship that this stream is, running charity donations for. But first, let's meet all these wonderful and beautiful people around here. And as promised, we got to start with B. Dave and his mysterious black screen. So B. Dave, why don't you tell the people who you are, what you do in the real world, and who you're going to be playing today?
Yes, that is the dramatic fade in. It's the
There it is.
dozens and
It was
dozens.
worth it. It was worth it.
Okay, all right. Hear me out, though. Hear me out. Look at the screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dear viewer,
Yes.
these are objectively beautiful people. Okay, first of all, right?
Well,
You know what Mark does. You know what Jesse does. That's my thing. I'm the big guy. That's my thing. Jesse's a bigger guy, right? So what am I supposed to do? Hammer
dramatic
tricks.
fade in.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
Perfect.
Dramatic fade in. Also, that's the thing I do everywhere, and you can find me all over the socials. B. Dave Walters at DM. Right, I do things.
Cool. And who are you playing for us today, B. Dave?
Zalbekar, Andre Alex, but you might call me Zal.
Yes, our wonderful warlock.
I got to do my voice first. You just maintain eye contact and establish dominance. There you go.
It's really good. I felt it across time and space on the internet, so we're ready. I'm sorry, go for it, B. Dave. All right, well, I was going to introduce our next person joining us today. Drac, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Draco Draconics. I use he, they pronouns. I'm a TTRPG performer, producer, writer. Honestly, anything and everything TTRPG related, I am doing or will be doing. And today I'm playing Xenofarsh, who's the she, her pronouns. They're a light domain cleric, and they have a scythe. That's the most important thing, and that was the thing I saw, and I chose her because of that, purely because of that.
Everything you need to know. Really, really cool scythe. Yeah. Wonderful. And our next cast member, Jesse, who are you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Jesse Jurdek. I'm a TTRPG dork. I make 3D models. I write modules. I don't know what else I do. I do a bunch of stuff. I do karate, and I do the acting, and I don't know. I just do a bunch of things. It's fine. It doesn't matter what I do. Today, I am playing a rogue enforcer, which is a Kobold Press exclusive subclass, by the name of Elazon Halsey, or Halsai, and their pronouns are they, them.
Very cool. And Mark, who are you, for the people who don't know?
Hello, I'm Mark Meir, and I pretend for a living, and I also pretend in my spare time, like I'm doing right now. I'm going to be playing Untar Shaleheart, the dwarven wizard and pyromancer.
That's
and
cool.
Also, I'll be bringing along his salamander familiar, Brix.
Brix, the salamander. One thing I love about the Valiant Six is we definitely have a lot of pets already in the party, so truly important in any system. I'm so glad to see you repping that. And then Katie, who are you?
Hello, everybody. I am Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. I'm very proud of myself because I wasn't muted. And you can find me all over the internet at Goblin Katie on most socials. I do TTRPG and variety streaming. And today, I am fortunate enough to play Gada Zaid, the weapon master fighter.
Yes, very cool. And last but not least, Wally, who are you?
What's up, y'all? It's me, Wally, your friendly neighborhood non-binary slime best friend on the internet, pronouns he, they. You can find me on the social medias as WALLE132, like the cute little Disney robot. Just look it up, just find out what I do. I do a lot of stuff in the TTRPG field, streamer, game tester, and all that other good stuff. But today, I am playing Hendrian Casca, pronouns he, him, the Mechanist, which is a Kobold exclusive, which is really dope, the subclass Metallurgist. The best way I can describe it is genius philanthropist, orcish inventor.
Yep, yep. Basically that cool guy in red suit for sure. Yeah, so thank you all so much for joining us here. My name is Celeste Konowich. I am the lead game designer on the Tales of the Valiant RPG. So a lot of what you see here is my fault, for better or for worse. I am also the senior game designer at Kobold Press, and today I will be your game master. And I just want to say another thank you once again to all these wonderful people for being here, donating their time, because today we're raising money for something very cool and important. For the first time ever, Kobold Press is offering a scholarship. So we are raising funds right now for our game design scholarship. And let me make sure I get all those details right. Yes. So on the screen, if you are looking here, you can see a QR code that you can go ahead and donate to at any point during this stream. Also, this weekend, anything you buy from Kobold Press, a portion of those proceeds is going to go directly to the scholarship program. So, you can just make a great donation, or you can, get something fun for you and help somebody learn how to design games. It's all good. It's all fun. The scholarship here, Kobold Press is going to be matching up to $5,000. So basically, the more you donate, the more we can also put into this fund. And the fund is going to benefit a student currently studying at the University of Southern California in their games program, which is really cool because they're one of the few programs that offers a specific TTRPG game design component at school. So please do donate as we are going along here. We would love to see all that support go out. Also, shout out today, happy Mother's Day to all the game mothers out there. So you all are beautiful and wonderful, and we love you. But that's all the nice stuff. Are you guys ready to get into some like brutal with teeth Tales of the Valiant nonsense?
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the beach
Let's-
episodes.
Let's get
Oh,
some
no.
blood.
So definitely not a beach episode. We are going to be running today actually the first official Tales of the Valiant module that came out from Kobold Press called Caverns of the Spore Lord, which was written by Kelly Pollock, who is just a fantastic designer who works with us a lot. And I'm not sure what you all have heard about this adventure, but people said, oh, I see what you mean now, that the monsters in Tales of the Valiant, they have teeth. Yes, yes, absolutely. So we're going to be diving through a truncated version of that adventure with our Valiant 6 pre-gen characters, which you can now go and download off of the Cobalt Press website. So if you like what you see here, get it, bring it to your own group. But yeah, with that, let's go ahead and dig in here. So, as we are beginning, all of you, the Valiant 6, well-known heroes that are rapidly rising up in, public attitude, names, stories of your great deeds have just started to populate across the countryside. So all of you very much have this sort of superhero reputation that is starting to build up around you. And as part of that, people have started to come to you quite frequently now with requests. Basically, there are a lot of problems in this world, and you all are more than capable of doing something about it. So it was actually at this point when Hendrian, one of your friends, a mechanist that you know and had gone to school with previously, named Kailana, who has been kind of pointing you all towards some various missions, she had basically approached you with a problem. Long story short, we'll get more into the details of that, but she has asked you to go to this, basically like a little backwater town called Holgig, which is sort of a mining community, like at the base of a mountain in the middle of nowhere. But one of her friends has gone missing. They were supposed to deliver a package. They haven't returned yet. So as the details of this mission are kind of circulating through your mind, you are walking into the settlement of Holgig itself. And as you all are seeing everything that's happening before you, let me make sure. Oh, lawnmower from my neighbors, how dare. Okay, so as you are walking into town, you are struck by the eerie silence and the empty streets of this town. You see beady-eyed crows roosting on the eaves of the colorful houses. It's a nice, picturesque place, but there don't seem to be really any people. And as you are getting more and more like details, kind of taking everything in, yeah, you're starting to notice the windows have been boarded up. The doorways are sealed in a lot of cases. There are like the lanterns that were hanging and lighting the streets are broken, shattered glass, and just this impression of emptiness and stillness comes over you all. So as you are kind of walking into town here and like getting the lay of the land, let's go in as the camera kind of zooms in on our party and just give some general physical descriptions, like what we look like, what do we see you all doing kind of as you're like walking into this very strange environment. So let's go around the table here. Let's start with Katie. What do we see Gada doing right now?
Gada, as she walked into town, was just kind of like, yep, same old, same old. She doesn't really focus on the world around her too much, aside from just this sort of situational awareness that she rocks. And so she gets into the middle of town before she really realizes there's nothing going on. And she stops and kind of turns and looks over at Hendrian. I thought there were supposed to be people here.
Honestly, I thought the same thing too. You'd expect when people reach out to a roaming band of heroes, you'd expect them at least 1 or 2 people to meet us at the front gate.
Welcome
Maybe,
party, at least.
yeah, maybe like I don't know, a cowardly mayor or a disheveled small child. Is there a disheveled small child around here that wants to like greet us?
There is not. Hendrian, give us just a detail or two about your overall appearance too, as you're demanding to see where this small greater child is.
Hedron is a pretty tall for an orc. They are wearing like a full leather like mechanist apron that has a bunch of pockets all over it. Around his waist are a bunch of various tools. Hanging on one side is this big old barrel full of random metal odds and ends. And as he's like talking, he's doing this thing where he's rolling this like bright purple little orb like crystal back and forth across like the back of his like knuckles, like back and forth between his knuckles and catching it in his hand. And every now and then opening it, the ball is gone, but it's like back on the tip of his knuckles, kind of like a random stimming thing he's doing as he's looking around.
Very cool. And then, so the rest of you are also kind of clustered around hearing your companions talk. So, Drac, why don't you tell us a little bit about what is Sino currently doing? What do we see of her?
Yeah. Seno right now, I think, is crouched beneath one of the lanterns that are broken and is investigating the glass shards on the ground. And you see, even in their kind of squatted position, a rather tall young woman. She's about 6'5", very lean, even in with the armor covering her torso. You can tell that she's pretty lean in build, definitely from the thighs, and has long black and violet hair that reaches about the middle of her back, and very, very inquisitive, almost eerily iron gray eyes as they look down at these glass shards, trying to gauge what might have caused it, if there's any signs on these broken shards of what might have caused it, or struggle of any other kind. And I think they'll look over at Garda and say, I think the reason why we're here might be the reason why there's no one else here.
And real quick too, I think we didn't get quite a physical description. You want to give a couple details?
Yeah, Gada nods back and sort of flips her hair behind her. It's this sort of chestnut color. She flips it behind her and pulls out a hand axe and just smacks the front of her shield with it to make this loud clang in the center of town, hoping if there's
which echoes,
something
through all
in
the empty
area.
streets.
Yeah. And she kind of shifts a little bit, and her chainmail dress sort of it almost sort of whispers metal on metal. And she begins turning around and just scanning the area with these bright, piercing blue eyes.
Very cool. And then Zal, B-Dave, why don't you tell us what is Zal doing? What do we see him doing?
Sort of over to the side of this colorful band. You see what is normal for a kobold, but small for everyone else, standing at an astonishing 5'2", 90
Everybody's
pounds.
so big.
Yeah.
Group, yes.
It's what's on the inside that counts. Is Zalbakar Zal Andriolix. He has bright red scales, piercing yellow eyes, covered in greenish robes and carrying a green staff with a dragon's head carved in it. And he always seems like he's kind of looking past you, off at nothing in particular. And as you all are talking, a small shadow appears as a creature comes flying down towards him of a cat-sized dragon, that is also red, but so red it is almost pink, and it is carrying a rabbit that is clearly still alive but stunned, as it just sort of like twitches a little and drops it into his hands, and he looks and says, "Sakura, lunch is served. Thank you, my sweet." And you see it sort of nuzzles him. And I look over at Gata and I say, "So, does this mean we're done being subtle? The clanging and whatnot."
Clang, clang, clang. Yeah, yeah.
Were we
Were
we going for
ever-
subtle?
And he
Uh,
very much looks you up and down and his tall companions, and he goes, "Rarely.
Yeah.
Fine, Sakura, let's announce our presence." And you see the pseudo dragon begins flying straight upwards as Zal starts shoving this still very much live rabbit into his mouth, just sort of swallowing it without chewing.
oh my
And his
God.
voice comes from the pseudo dragon the entire way up, just sort of yelling at the top of his lungs, announcing, "People of whole gig, we have come to rescue you, or something. I wasn't paying attention really, but we're here, so if you're hiding, reveal yourselves, please."
And Unthar, while this announcement is like ringing out, what do we see of Unthar in this moment? Oh, sorry, Mark. I think you might be muted.
Wouldn't be a stream without
it's
it.
a game of
What?
ours. Now it's
Here we
Now
go.
it's a
game.
real
Now it's a game.
online
Let's
go.
play.
Unthar is actually in conversation with his aforementioned familiar, this bright orange salamander with large, sort of almost chubby hands, whose eyes glow like orange embers. And he is just, as the pseudo dragon flies up, he's just turning to the salamanders like, "Well, I don't know. They all seem to be gone. Maybe they flew the coop." No, it is just an expression. No, I don't think they actually flew out of here, but we'll get back to this later. So, I guess we are abandoning stealth, yeah?
Seems fair. Seems fair in this
Are we
moment.
supposed to be stealthy?
Dano stands up straight, kind of using their scythe almost like a cane.
Yeah.
I was hoping
I
it
will-
would be stealthy a bit longer, but I suppose
I
that's
don't
out the
know.
window
What
now.
does our rogue have to say about this as we're going
actually,
along?
yeah.
Jesse, why don't what is going on? What does
Well, the-
Elysian think, and what is he doing in response to everybody being so loud?
Unthar actually addresses that question regarding stealth to the
Yes.
rogue. Yeah, it's like, so, you think we are abandoning stealth?
Quiet, you can't see me right now. I'm being very stealthy. It's very healthy to sneak into the background when everybody else being so loud. Then all of a sudden, I come out with like a stabbing. So that's what I do. Yeah, I'm going by Halsey right now. It's my last name, and also after my favorite recording artist, Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates. So I'm going by Halsey.
Halsey.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good.
So that's what I'm doing. You see Halsey, I got really long, pretty braided pigtail. It's kind of swinging around, being really stealthy, really quiet. I've got dark armor, and I've got really pretty, like long flowing purple cape. Using they them pronouns for now. We'll see. They is young. Boots covered in blood. That's probably nothing. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Also, yeah, I'm using the chaos and cacophony of all the loud people, pots and pans over there banging on a shield. And I'm using that distraction to kind of like do and hiding behind barrel and thing like that.
Excellent, excellent. So there is clearly a lot of chaos going on. You're standing in the center of town, probably feeling pretty confident about yourselves as you're starting to, go over the details, the facts of like why you're here and what's going on and why the situation isn't quite adding up. Because you do remember, so Kailana wanted you to find one of her missing companions, a creature called a mechadron, which are very robotic creatures, specifically a mechadron solodron named Wingnut, who is sort of her friend and has like worked with her. And Wingnut went to actually a town called Belgrove, which is right underneath Holgig, intentionally delivering something with some kind of device, like a water purifier, you think, coming to mind. And Wingnut hasn't come back, and Kailana hasn't been able to get a hold of the people in Belgrove or in Holgig over the last couple of days. So at least that part of the story is adding up, but nothing, she didn't warn you otherwise that there's anything supposedly going on with these villagers. And as you know, the clanging is ringing through the streets, and there's the voice coming from up ahead from the pseudo-dragon flying around. You very rapidly get your wish, with some attention being brought on all of you. Why don't we just go ahead and make some perception checks across the board, gang?
Oh boy.
First roll. Well, my first roll.
Roll.
First roll, don't mess it up. No, you
Natural
can mess it
20.
up. Wonderful.
Ooh.
Woo, all right.
Ooh, that was
Hey.
one match 20.
Hey.
24.
Zero
Rogue.
surprise from Halsey. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great rolls, seemingly across the boards.
Dirty 20 for Henry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Only a 13.
Okay. Okay.
6.
A 6. Okay, got it. You're so busy. Banging
I'm
the
really
drum.
focused on hitting the right spot.
Yeah, really getting the maximum echo.
Exactly. Yeah.
How'd we do, Zal?
Well, a question for you, Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Am I rolling for me or via my familiar? Because my familiar has superior senses.
I will let you pick. You can use either, since you can telepathically communicate back and forth. Makes sense to me.
Excellent. Then it is going to be a dirty 20.
Okay, great. So it seems like Gata is the only one who is like really not paying attention in the situation, which is unfortunate because you are going to be surprised as a bunch of 5 of these creatures spring out from hiding. Like those of you who heard with perception just hear the like patter of something suddenly moving very fast, and your attention goes out just in time to see these creatures that look mostly human, except for that they have these odd shelves of what seem to be different fungus, like mushrooms starting to sprout out of their body. And the way they kind of lurch and move, it's very like fat zombie feeling as these things spring out towards you. Let's roll some initiative, everybody. And Gata, you are unfortunately surprised this round.
Yes.
I hate it. That will do it. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I rolled a nat 20.
All right.
But I got a
If-
-1 in initiative. So
Nice.
19.
Also, if you all wouldn't mind typing your number, your character name and number in the chat, that'll help me
Yeah.
write that down.
It's a strong 17, you know?
Ooh.
You got a fast mind, but little legs.
It's, it's a problem some of us have to deal with. Not most of the people in this stream, but some of us.
Again, I literally was thinking, I was like 5'4", 90 pounds. That was when I was 5'2", 90 pounds when I was 6,
Whoa.
7.
All right.
Yeah.
I expressed myself, but then I thought back. I'm like, no, that's right. Same for me. No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
About that.
Okay, we've got Hendrian here. Okay, cool. So I've got Sino, Zal, Gata, Unther, Hendrian, and Halsey. Okay, and then, let me do some nonsense. Here we go. Okay, great. So Sino, you act first as these creatures are basically, they're just coming from all directions. Like they set themselves up to sort of swarm towards you all. So I think you each have one coming for you, except for Gata, who's been banging like right in the middle kind of this like drum circle thing she's got going, which is probably good news since she's super surprised as this is happening. So what would you like to do?
I would As I hear the pitter patter of these feet rushing towards us, Senna just sighs. You don't really hear it over the clanging of girders. I think I decided that Senna is like the tired, the
Yeah, I'm
tired
just as a
one of the
cleric,
group.
eternally tired. Yeah, makes
Yeah,
a
just
lot of sense
eternally
to me.
tired. So just sighs as they stand up straight and immediately brandish their scythe in one hand and then grip onto it the other. And I think before this shambling fungus corpse question mark even is able to make a move towards her, she's in its face and it's gonna swing their scythe.
Love it. Give me that roll.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
I
a
just noticed
decent roll.
something. I
Yes.
could not be surprised.
Ooh, you have a feature?
Oh,
Yes, I do.
Tell
Let's
me about
go.
it.
I am aware.
Yes. Oh, look at
Nice.
these talents. Yeah. Give us the
Faking it. I
stinger.
love it.
What is it that aware gives you specifically? I think it mentions on the sheet.
Specifically,
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
roll for initiative, treat any d20 roll of 9 or lower, so you rolled a 10. As long as
Awesome.
you are conscious, you cannot be affected by the surprise condition, and hidden targets don't have advantage on attacks rolls made against you.
Well, look at that talent saving the day. Very good. So you're like not surprised at all in the center. Incredible.
Sorry.
Yes,
No, you're
Cino, what was
good.
that
That's
on
good.
that attack roll?
17 on my
Ooh,
attack.
yeah. All
As
right.
I
Just
slash.
yeah.
And I slash for the leg. And actually, I have a question.
Yeah, yes.
My scythe has a couple of weapon options:
Yes.
pull and trip.
Yes.
If I wanted to trip this thing, would I need to do anything extra? I just need to land.
So basically with weapon options, unless you are specifically a fighter or one of those other classes that get like special ways to use weapon options, you can choose either to do damage or to do something like a trip or a disarm. So you can
Ooh.
absolutely try and do that right now. If you look at the trip, I believe it's a save or something I have to make, but you are making that choice between damage and
Between
between doing
damage
the
or
weapon
okay.
option.
I'm gonna go for damage. So I slash it across the chest with my scythe in
Very
one
cool.
swift movement.
Roll those sweet, sweet 2d4s.
Yeah.
The damage.
Yummy.
9 points. Oh, 9 points of slashing damage, but I have an ability called Manifest Might.
Yes.
When you hit with a weapon attack, deal extra radiant and necrotic damage equal to your proficiency bonus, which is +2. It's gonna be 11 points of damage, 9
Nice.
slashing, 2. I go with radiant damage, and you see a flash of light and almost like moonlight spill from the gash in this creature's chest before it fades away.
Very cool. And yeah, and as you slice through the chest of this thing, you see like green sap kind of leak out of it. So whatever it was inside there, it looks more like something that would come out of a plant than a person, which is probably very disconcerting as you slice into this thing. And I will say also the radiant damage doesn't seem to do anything particularly special, which might give you a clue that maybe this thing isn't undead or something like you thought. But you get a great hit off on this thing. And give me like one little detail about this creature in front of you that sets it apart from the others so we can identify it like a physical feature.
Or physical feature. I think in its whether this thing is in its attempt of looking as humanoid as possible, it left out some details, and I think it's very clearly missing a jaw. It's got the
Ooh,
upper
yeah.
half, but no lower jaw.
Yeah, so it's missing a jaw. So you see this like weird kind of greenish like tongue like lolling around as this thing is just getting up in your face, which just adds to the horror of this moment. Anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Sure, why not? I will use a bonus action to cast is that bonus action? Yeah. I'll cast Shield of no. That's gonna be my turn. I think we can handle some fun
Yeah.
guys. I think we can
Yeah,
handle some
whatever.
guys.
Fun guys, whatever. Chumps, I'm sure chumps. All right, so that ends Cino's turn, and our very fast mushroom things actually act now because Boy, did they
Ooh.
roll well on initiative. So 2 of them are going to act, and we're going to roll a d6 to see which one of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Unthar, one of these
Hmm.
things jumps on you, like
Very
with
well.
its weird hands and like chomping teeth, just swinging right into view as it is trying
Hmm.
to bite you. So let's see how we do. Okay, find my d20. There it is. Okay, a 17. Is that gonna hit Unthar?
It would if I didn't cast shield.
Oh, reaction, bing. Any flavor on what Unthar's shield looks like?
It actually, like a lot of things that Unta is involved with, it involves fire, the primal fire. So it is a fiery sort of shield of flame. Does not actually burn this thing, but it does deflect it.
Incredible. Yeah, so this thing is going in for the bite and just all of a sudden smashes into like this fiery force and kind of reels back for a moment. But just a second as it does go ahead and come in with a slam attack. Ooh,
That will
natural 1.
I
I'm
assume
sorry.
that's also shielded as well, yeah?
Yes, yes. So the shield will last until I believe the top of your turn. I think it says in the spell, but yeah, so you're good. You're sitting pretty with +5 AC for a bit. So this creature just like cannot recover from the shield as it kind of spins backwards and lands on its butt with that sweet, sweet natural 1. But we're coming to the next individual. Oh, and also, Mark, why don't you go ahead and give me like a physical detail or characteristic of that creature that has been attacking Unther?
That one, it has a long sort of unflattering beard. You know those beards that get a little too long.
Oh,
It
like
has
the
like a
really
trim.
gross, like
Mm.
Yeah.
trying to grow one and it just
Yeah,
never.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
okay.
not working for it. Now
Sad
here's a
beard.
question. Here's a
Yeah.
question. Are these wearing? You say they are wearing clothing, like ragged clothing?
Yeah, so it looks, and you will notice that kind of various states of distress, but they look like they're just wearing or were, like commoners clothing, like something you might see people working in the field wearing. And some are, you think actually the people who have more mushrooms coming out of them, those clothes in particular are more ragged and torn up, whereas the people with a little bit less, uh, relatively fresh, like, if it weren't for the giant mushroom shelf growing out of your head, might be a normal dude.
As someone who lives underground,
Yes.
a lot of the time, do you think I might be able to make an Arcana roll, maybe, to
Sure.
figure out
Go for it.
what is the
What the
situation
heck
here?
is happening
I mean, I
here?
as a player think I know, but let's see if
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, make that check.
Great. Yeah, that's a very good check. That's 18 on the die, and with the bonus, I think that takes it up to 23.
Okay. Yeah, especially calling on the fact that yes, you have, lived underground, so you're familiar with like creatures of the mushroom sort, like mycelids are something that come to mind, and you think that's actually what the citizens of Belgrove down below. They are like sentient mushroom people. So that immediately springs to mind. But this also, I mean, there are all kinds of like strange diseases or curses or things that might infest a human body. You haven't seen this specifically, but it would not surprise you at all if there was some kind of nefarious something that might even be affecting the villagers in this place. You're afraid you might be actually cutting down whatever some of these missing villagers have become.
I will sort of relay that to like, I think we have found the missing townspeople. The question is, should we put them out of their misery, or is there some way to do that without,
Knock them out, don't kill them. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's hard to do that with fire, I find.
I got it.
Crack, as these things are coming at you, flaying around, missing jaws and growing mushrooms.
Right.
That should be good. All right, Unther. So that was the first one that was attacking Unther. We have another one coming in there that is going 1, 2, 3. Oh, Halsey. Oh no. One of them seems to have like pops up behind like a bush where you're like, I'm perfectly safe jumping in and out. It was hiding there too. How awkward.
It's a good hiding place. Good idea.
Oh, it's so awkward as this thing tries to bite you. Oh no, that's very good. 21.
21 hits real good. Good job.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going in, leading in now for this bite. It is gonna hit you for 4 piercing damage, and then also another 2 poison damage on top of that. So this thing has got its teeth in you. It's nasty teeth that have a very dank, like, mold smell. It's kind of wafting over you as it's up close and personal here. And then it's also going to try and slam as it, like, grabs onto you and is just really, those Legend of Zelda, like, zombie in your face, gripping on there.
Gotta
But
help,
that's
I'm being
only
non-consensually slammed over here.
help, but that's only a 7, so I think that is that's not working so well. It's so excited about the bite, it's having trouble also doing the bear hug at the same time. So that is that creature. And oh yeah, and why don't you give me a physical trait or characteristic of this one, Jesse, that is currently sitting on Halsey.
Yeah, really annoying. We have same haircut, long braided pigtails.
Oh my god, this
Yeah,
is
and
so
then we
rude.
tried to find the same hiding spot, and we did. And
Yeah.
only thing is, he's got mushrooms hanging off the end of his pigtails.
Yeah, otherwise you're like the same. That's
yeah,
so annoying. He's like even
obnoxious.
wearing the same stuff as you. You see like a ruined remnants of a purple cape, and you're like, what is with this guy? Pigtails.
Putting on my style.
That's some disturbing foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, too close for comfort. But those were our 2 creatures here. So now we're going to go ahead and Zal, what would you like to do?
Missing villagers. Creatures wearing common clothing. I'm sure it's unrelated. Dungeon Master. Is there any way that I can position myself that I can get more than one in a 15-foot cone?
Oh, absolutely, because these things are kind of coming in close. So I think, yeah, you could angle to hit any of these 2 because they're all in a ring here. So I would even make the case that you could hit 3.
Then I'm going to maneuver myself wherever I need to be to hit 3 of them. But as I sort of just like very calmly step out, walking with my cane, paying minimal attention to the fact that Unther is fighting for his life, I do just sort of look in his direction and say, Unther, I would appreciate any guidance you might have for my technique in burning hands.
Incredible.
Towards the oncoming, but my flames are not purely red; they are greenish black as they erupt outwards from me.
Very
and
cool.
I need a save from the Jubes, which is
Dex.
It is Dex. I'm looking for my save DC though.
Should be on that 2nd or 3rd page with you, or it's your spellcast 8 plus.
14. Need
14.
a 14 Dex.
Okay. A question also. So far, only one of these creatures has been hurt by Sino. Do you want to make sure that one is included, or do you want to hit 3 that haven't taken any damage? Okay.
I would.
All right. So you are targeting missing jaw. Ooh, terrible. Oh, terrible. Aha, in a natural 20. So why don't you give me we'll call number 4 the one who like saves on this. Give me one like
we'll call him Jesus because he saves.
Jesus, he saves because he saves. Okay, so Jesus who is incredible at saves, so okay. And he's taking half damage, I think?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
so it's 12 points for those who don't save and 6 points for those who do.
Okay. What does it look like when you incinerate the one with missing jaw that was attacking Sino?
2 things happen. You see that Sino, this gets so close to you.
Uncomfortably close. You feel the burn.
It doesn't hit you, but it's like you sort of have to like look backwards from it.
Like being too close when you open an oven and you're like, that was a horrible mistake. Yeah.
Does only one of them die? Because that actually is relevant to me. For
only one. Okay. Only one does die.
You see this small kobold who is usually fairly chill, but cackling maniacally. But when that one is incinerated and dies in front of you, for a split second, you almost see like an awareness in its eyes of the person it was. And then that draws back into Zal's hand. And you see he physically gets like a little bit bigger, like
big warlock energy living for this.
And when I turn and look at Unther, like waiting for his notes, only then send my pseudo dragon Sakura to attempt to sting the one that is on him.
Very nice. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, you should have rolled initiative separately for your pseudo dragon.
I thought it said it goes on my turn, but you
does
tell
it?
me,
Okay.
Duncan, you are literally the expert here. But
because yes, the brain. Let's see. I can remember.
Part of my pact is it goes when I go.
Oh, okay, perfect. Then never mind. It goes. Oh, yes, because it's the super pack. Got it.
Pact's
So
not simple summonings.
You're right. Not a standard familiar.
No,
Very exciting and fun one that can attack.
Traded with this creature.
Wonderful. So you send Sakura to attack Sadbeard. The Sadbeard going after Unther. Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll it.
Sakura also has a dirty 20.
Ooh, yes. That sting is absolutely hitting here.
All right. Damage wise, not tons. It is well, do you want me to roll? Or do you want me to use just the averages for the creature?
Whichever you prefer.
I'll take the averages. I have no preference. That is going to be 4 points of piercing.
Nice.
In 2 points of poison.
Okay.
And
cool.
if poison works, I need a con save.
Poison does work on these creatures.
Hey.
And more proof that they are definitely not undead.
Well, we're gonna help them with that.
Oh boy. Well, a 12 on my con save.
That actually is enough. That is enough.
Okay.
So
you see it definitely affects, like, as the mushrooms like kind of get the black veins and like look very sick and unhealthy as your pseudo dragon's poison pumps into this thing, but it doesn't seem to be impeded by it in any way.
Then outside of cackling maniacally and having stolen someone's soul.
Oh yeah, tell me about that, because I'm assuming that was a reference to one of your subclass features, yes?
Yes, that specifically is the Dark One's Blessing. When I drop an enemy to 0 HP, or even when an enemy drops within 30 feet of me to 0 HP, I gain temporary hit points.
Note, that is the upgrade from 5e. Just has to drop within. It doesn't have to be you personally killing it.
Love that. Love that.
Makes for some nice combos with Warlock and fighters. Just
I
stay
will
by
say,
me,
I
buddy.
think-
I'll eat the souls.
Buddy.
Yum.
I think Senno, even though the flames are so close to her face, I think they've worked enough together. There is no flinching because it's always, no matter where they move, it's always going to be a close shave. So just might as well keep moving with the flow.
Yeah, and it's light. You're into light. It's just a hot, scary kind,
It just
but it is
burns
light.
more.
Yeah.
Our relationship is built on mutual interest, like light, flame, death.
Incredible.
It's why our team functions so efficiently.
All right.
So I'm more the rebirth life part of it. You're more the death.
This is good. That's good.
Question, Dungeon
Yes.
Master. Does my pseudo dragon attacking require my bonus action, or is it simply a thing that happens?
Nope, it's simply a thing that happens.
Then I apologize because I mentioned this slightly out of order, but I'm learning all the things I'm capable of in real
All
time.
good.
I have an ability called Scurry,
Yes.
where I can scoot along without provoking opportunity attacks or without triggering traps or hazards. So after this moment of maniacal laughter, I sort of look around and realize what I've done and drop on all fours and literally scoot behind Gata, like right behind her.
Is
But
that's
it's
from
still-
your supplicant heritage, right?
Supplicant heritage. I know how to.
Yeah, so that heritage is something you can pick if you were a raised, born, lived in a society ruled by a giant, very scary, usually tyrannical monster. So Scurry is granted by that.
I'm 5'2". Most things are large and terrifying. But immediately as I get behind Gata, I do just sort of stand up in her shadow, and I'm like, yes, definitely done being subtle. Definitely done. And just sort of like pat her on the back.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. All right. Well, we do have one more of our little creatures here that are going to go. So speaking of Gata, one just kind of jumps like through. This one's like still a little bit on fire with the green and black flames from your warlock as it leaps towards you, trying to get some vengeance on the big beefy fighter in the middle
Oh,
here.
bless it.
Nice.
Oh yeah, bless it. It's a 12.
It's doing its best.
Off your chainmail dress, you're like, what up? Don't wear this for fashion, babes. But oh my god, and then I got a 1 on its slam attack. Incredible. You described to me how terribly this thing whiffs it.
So Zal has come over and he's kind of patting Gata on the back and yes, this is wonderful. Yes, subtlety is for the birds. And then out of the smoke,
is that what I sound like? That's
yes.
I didn't.
Out of the smoke comes this like flaming, just flaming individual. It just looks like a person composed of flame, and they just fly through this wall of fire, and you hear this. Ah! And they smack into the front of the shield and kind of slide down, hit the floor, and scramble up and like try to launch themselves at her face. And she just kind of moves the shield up and they smack into it and fall back down into the dirt. Stay down.
Shh, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Yeah. So it just bounces off of your expert shield work like nothing.
Yeah.
And give me just like one physical feature of this thing to identify it.
It actually is. It's really weird. Its hair has not singed off. It's on fire, but its hair is still there.
Oh my god, so it's like a wig. It's like a flame resistant.
It's a really good wig. It's a really
good wig. So terrible fighter, but great hair. Great hair. Incredible. So that was a very sad turn on behalf of that one. But Gata, it's your turn for revenge as we come to you.
So like she feels really bad for this little guy. And if I remember, Unthar is being chewed on.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump to assist Unthar. I know that's gonna
attack of opportunity
a shot, but I'm hoping
Perfect
he's
Wig
smart
is
enough.
trying, desperately like reaching out with a foot.
Dungeon Master.
But
yes.
Does Tales of the Valiant have flanking rules or advantage rules? Because if Sakura is engaged as well, does that help Gata in any way? Because Sakura is stinging this thing.
So there is no like flanking rules like in the core rule set here. So there's no automatic advantage granted. So unless you have a feature that specifically benefits from having an ally, like sneak attack, no, just base bonuses.
Perfect.
There. But yeah, so Perfect Wig with a very sad like hand is making a desperate attempt. Got to get you.
Yeah.
Get you. Oh, an 18?
Does not hit.
You're covered in metal.
Wow.
You're covered. Oh no. Oh, burning on the ground. It's so hard. So
with great hair.
With great hair. So got it. You just step over this thing. And then what would you like to do?
She just kind of steps over him and sort of bull rushes the guy on top of
sad beard, wispy, scraggle beard. Yeah, take him out.
And I think she's going to run up with her hand axe. And she's going to spin it as she's running. So the blunt edge is facing forward. And she's just going to clock the guy over the head with it. Incredible. And then I'm going to use a stunt called Cheap Shot.
Ooh.
Wherein if I successfully hit with my melee attack, as part of the same attack action, I can immediately make an unarmed strike against a target as part of the same attack action.
That's the sneaky knee trick shot or the elbow to the face. So let's go ahead and roll the hit.
That is, what is my plus to hit? There it is. That is going to be a 16.
Oh yeah, so more than enough. Like you feel, as you're smashing into their flesh, which is more similar, you note, to like mushroom cat flesh than human. So it's like really just kind of smashing it, almost like styrofoam, as opposed to hitting like a human flesh body there.
Okay, he is going to take 8 points of, I guess it'd be bludgeoning, non-lethal.
Yeah, with the flat of your blade. That makes sense to me. And then roll for your cheap shot. And what are you doing, of course, for your cheap shot?
So she conks him over the head with the hand axe, tosses it in the air, and just sucker punches him.
Yeah, just and there's the as you see, this thing's face actually like folds in on itself, but it's like in those last moments,
Yeah.
with your punch. And then it drops. It drops out cold. You absolutely have clocked out this thing. It is out of the fight. So
kind of
Unthar,
reach down to Unthar.
yeah, yeah. You're good now.
Is-
Whew.
The dead or simply unconscious?
Unconscious, right? Because that was
Okay.
non-lethal.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
Perfect. All right. So Unther, now that this thing is off you, it actually comes to your turn here. You get a chance to
Lovely.
retaliate here.
How many things are left?
So we've got 3 still. So the one that is attacking Halsey has not taken any damage. So Pigtails is still there, still going strong, still like stealing Halsey's their look. It's all very
Mhm.
unfortunate. Then we have 2 that
Oh, wait,
are
is this some kind
significantly
of-
damaged.
Is this some kind of time travel adventure? Are these us?
Oh no.
Oh no!
Terrifying.
Why?
Oh,
Why would you?
Why would you
put my
say
brain-
that?
It's a
all of a sudden, it all makes sense. No, I promise.
There a
Take a
short
5-minute
one wearing a
rewind
red
break.
cape with a white
But
beard?
wouldn't that be hilarious?
Not everything
but
with
no.
a tail is the same. We've been over this. That's terribly.
It's not
Oh,
always about
God.
us.
It's
So,
shocking.
So there are 3 still standing.
Yes,
And actually,
yes.
Zal, this has all happened instantaneously. So Zalkabar's just asked his question. So Untar will respond. Your technique is impeccable, my friend. But let us see how I can do. As he repositions himself, now that he doesn't have somebody on him,
Yep.
catch the other 3 with another Burning Hand spell.
Oh man, this one on the ground that was just been stepped over. Poor Goodwig is just like, here we go again. So go ahead.
Oh, and I don't necessarily want to incinerate the one that got knocked unconscious, just so we have something to someone to examine.
Yeah, so this one you're running away from, so you can definitely
Yeah.
go ahead and get the other 3. And it's that
Right.
deck save. Yes.
That is a dex save.
Okay. Oh dear. Okay, they all failed. They all did terribly.
Lovely. Do you have the dice in front of you? The dice count?
3d6.
3d6.
I'm pretty sure you and I are the same, unless you have any
Yes.
like class-based stuff.
Let's see here.
I don't think for adding damage at this level.
Oh, hey, 6 and 5
Yeah.
and 4. So that will be 15 points of damage.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's
So-
that they all failed, so they all take that.
Yes, that's disgusting. Amounts of damage. So, how do you just like destroy finally Goodwig, who is lying there on the ground, so embarrassed?
The intensity of this flame, like, just incinerates them, bones and all. This is like crematorium levels of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and he was doing it like, your technique is good. Let us see if I can improve upon it, as he incinerates these last 3.
And that thing turns to ash, right? And there's the moment where you see the full form and then just scatters away in the wind, except for the wig, which somehow is still perfectly there and has taken this is a magic item now, wig of
Yeah, I will very
indestructible
carefully
wig.
pick
So
it up
there
with
we
the
go.
end of my staff and
Yeah.
put it into
Oh,
a bag. Like,
fantastic.
we need
Careful,
to
that looks
identify
very
this.
powerful.
That looks super
That
powerful.
look is too powerful. It may be cursed. Don't wear it until we identify it.
3 of them were destroyed.
No, so just one was completely
Yeah.
destroyed.
Okay.
There are still 2 remaining. Halsey, the one, the Pigtails that's fighting Halsey, is looking pretty bad, but like still up and running. And then Jesus is just like barely clinging on for life. You see they're like clutching their mushrooms, trying to put them out.
I would just look at Unther while I hold a hand up, and you see this kind of like anguished soul coming back towards me, and I'm like, yes, I understand what you were doing there. My enunciation wasn't quite as more the back of the throat with the with the
No,
yes,
no. You should make it your own. You should make it your own. Like,
yes,
and then
no,
like,
but I'm learning from you, and I very much just continue with this like glaze in
Oh,
the middle of all of this while I'm stealing this soul. Like,
yeah,
yes,
just, you
yes,
know.
yes.
Just another day.
Set them on fire without killing them.
No.
Well, you know, the average human body hits a certain threshold of heat that before they suffer from heat death, and he starts rambling off like all like pretty much hyper-focused dumps of like science.
Which
as
is perfect
he's
because it's your
vomiting.
turn. Do you want to spend your turn
Yeah,
teaching us science?
He's pontificating the stuff
Yeah.
about when is the right like temperature for a body to suffer heat death of being engulfed in flames. And as he's doing this, he reaches behind his back and he pulls out a warhammer. And the thing about this warhammer, it looks like it's just like random like pieces of machinery is attached to this warhammer. As I'm using one of the mechanic skills is augment item, which I get to augment an item and give it a +1 weapon damage and attack score. So that's how it's represented in this. You see this warhammer has just been tricked out completely. And he swings it to the side and he grips the handle of it and he revs it. And it like makes this loud noise like a motorcycle is revving up as like
Very
this
cool.
energy like forge in the head of the hammer starts glowing brighter and brighter as he's revving the engine, and he swings it at little old Jesus down there, putting out his little mushroom caps as he swings it down to slam it into the side of Jesus's head.
Incredible. Roll a hit.
Ooh,
I like that you're bringing kind of the chainsaw energy to sort of the zombie energy fight. Deep appreciation.
15 to hit.
15 to hit. Heck yeah. Roll that damage.
1d8 plus. That's a 16.
Oof. Yes. How do you just destroy? Just completely destroy.
The hammer
Jesus.
slams into the side of the head of this little guy, and then he stops and looks over at Unthar. Wait, Unthar, are you actually controlling the actual temperature levels of the flames, or are you controlling the intensity of the flames? Because really, the intensity is really what causes the heat. Hold on 1 second. And he grips like the clutch on the handle of this thing as this piston shoots out from the back of the hammer and it slams into the hammer itself, creating an extra shockwave as it just blams into the side of the thing, sending it flying to the side.
Incredible.
And actually, Untar will continue that scientific discussion just as all of this is happening. And he's like, yeah, it's funny, you know, because it's not actually anything
in my mind.
It's not actually anything that I do. I just cast the spell, and then it's funny because it seems like it depends on them, whether they're having a good day or not, how much it affects them. Yeah, it's weird.
Magic.
You know,
Magic, yeah.
I'm taking their souls. I can consult them, relatively speaking. It's like very much. I'm like, I'm like,
now,
how did it
here's a
feel
question. Here's a
objectively?
question. Have you guys noticed that things work when you're 30 feet away from something, but if you're 31 feet away from something, it just doesn't work?
The science behind that makes no sense, and it's something I think about a lot when I'm up at night.
So,
But sometimes it's like
Halsey,
60 feet, and
as
sometimes
your
less.
academic companions are going on, and you're staring down, finally, you get a chance. It's just, seemingly it's just you and Pigtails here. The rest of the world is talking about barbecuing or something. What are you doing, Halsey, with your
Okay. Pigtails bite me earlier, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pigtails bit you. They've just been generally really up in your business.
Unfortunate. And I say, oh, here she comes. She's man-eater. Hall and Oates reference. Okay. Then no, I'm only one close by this one, yeah?
And the only one left. Pigtails.
Oh.
It's just you and Pigtails.
And I say, well, okay. Does this short sword smell like blood to you? And I take my short sword and put it in the nose, and I'm gonna roll
right in there.
damage to. Or I'm gonna roll to attack first. I have.
I will say
ability.
Unther, I believe, is Gata, you came up and helped, right? So Gata's standing right there, so you would also be able to go for your sneak attack.
Even cooler. Thanks, Gada. Yeah, that's even better. So I have this cool ability, ambush during first round combat. Have advantage on first attack roll. So I'm gonna do that. That's nat 1, not good. That's a nat 20.
Oh, all right. We it's all or nothing. It's all or nothing with
Yep.
Halsey. They're living on the edge.
I admire your commitment.
Yeah, love that for Halsey. and I take a short sword and just slowly like try and not get Gata attention, and just slowly kind of push it into the brain box of
Slow
the
sneak
guy.
attack right up that nose.
Yep,
Yep.
and I twist it and kind of scramble it around, and be like,
Oh
"Oh, try
yeah,
not to do this
Ancient
non-lethally."
Egyptian
Not
style.
really
Yeah,
trying to do it
absolutely.
non-lethally.
Get
Just
in there.
absolutely.
Oh yeah,
just scrambled eggs
not
in there.
lethal. No, just yeah.
Just Hazley's yelling, I'm using
We'll
the
cook up.
blunt end, guys.
So that's double dice, yeah?
A sneak attack. So
Yeah.
oh yes, double. So you're gonna go ahead and roll. Then
Okay.
you can add double that
13.
damage. Yep. And then
Okay.
the two
13
from
plus
sneak attack.
9. 24 points of
Mm.
piercing damage plus 3.
Yeah.
27 piercing damage in the brain case of Guy.
That would have been enough to kill the whole creature, even if it had no damage. I just want to
Okay.
point out. Yeah. So
Mercifully,
yeah,
though,
very
mercifully.
slowly and sneakily, you just like destroy the brains of this thing.
Yeah.
Kill it. No
I was
problem.
supposed
And
to be
then
sneaky. I was supposed to be private eye as I'm watching you. Hall & Oates reference.
yeah. So as you kind of wrap up that conversation about flame heat intensity, all the rest of you realize like, oh, I could have sworn done now. As you are standing there and the bodies of this thing and Pigtails is gone, dropped to the ground. You have survived this first fight. With whatever these creatures are, 4 of which are dead, totally dead, souls eaten dead, and then there's one that is unconscious, currently here. And this, oh, I'm sorry, go for it.
Is it possible if I could go and look at the one that's unconscious and investigate that one?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like to do something like examine like a medicine check or nature check? What are you looking for?
Just a general investigation on it, just to see really what is this thing? Is it like is it something that was created, or what could pretty much is it? Because we know it's definitely not undead.
Yeah, go ahead and if you want to give me an investigation, go for it.
I would like to examine it as well, as her mother was an herbalist and she trained as an herbalist herself. I want to kind of take a look at it from that perspective and see if I can figure anything out. She's not that smart, but you never know.
You never know. Do you have a herbalist tools, actually?
I do.
Okay, sure. So why don't you go ahead and Wally, have Hendrian roll that investigation,
Okay.
and then Katie have gotta roll that. So with tools, they work exactly as skills. No need to be scared. You just go ahead and since you're proficient, you add probably intelligence in this case, or I could see the case for wisdom too, if that's something that your mother taught you.
Wisdom's a lot better.
Okay, yeah. So make that roll, D20 roll, and rolling with wisdom and your proficiency.
Might I
Do you mind-
provide guidance?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then Mark, what was that?
I was going to ask, I noticed that Unta is actually proficient in medicine. So I would like to take a look from that aspect. from
Sure.
a medical
Why don't you
aspect.
all give me those 3 rolls, and then we'll see what we can learn, because you guys are all like, looking at this body, gleaning information. Very
I like
good.
that everybody has like a different approach too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
definitely.
Yes, I help provide corpses. You all invested in corpses.
We're all
Not a corpse yet. They
contributing.
told me to keep it alive, so I kept it alive.
Well, we asked Halsey to do that as well, and you saw what they did. So
He bite me, and I can't go for that. Hall & Oates reference.
Halsey, in your case, it's 100% self-defense, so we're going to give you a buy on that one.
Yeah, we were one-on-one. Hall & Oates.
Dirty
go.
20.
man,
Okay,
man,
got it. All
inside.
right. And Hendrian, what did you get on that roll? Oh, sorry. Wally.
17.
17. Yes. Okay. And then Unther, what was your result?
12 on the die, and with the bonus, that takes it to a 16.
Okay, yeah, so you all do great. So yes, you have with this trio huddling over, kind of consulting with each other, I imagine, as you're like bringing different things to light. Your big CSI moment where you're down in the lab and you're like, whoa, what about this strange tattoo? So what you all figure out, it definitely seems like whatever's happening to this body, it is absolutely not an undead thing. It does seem very much like these plants have taken root in these people. And actually, as you're looking at some of like the corpses that have split open, the ones that haven't incinerated, it looks like whatever these mushrooms are, the cilia and the fibers have actually grown into all the different parts of this body. So as you're looking at it, you can't imagine like actually successfully separating what is human and what is plant now from these creatures. It looks like whatever has happened is interwoven and completely changed like the internal makeup of this.
I mean, it is theoretically possible with very high level magic, but you know, the stuff that can bring people back from dust and less, but other than that, I don't think there's much hope.
Yeah, you feel pretty confident that this isn't something that could be fixed with low-level magic or certainly any actual physical medical attention. Yeah.
Well, we can
Mushroom's toxic.
Yeah.
So you looking at it. Oh, let's say, yeah, some like herbalist kit. I imagine there's something in there like to check for acidity or whatever poisons. As you are getting kind of scraping some of these samples of the sap, and yeah, it's got a very strange smell. And like when you touch it to a piece of like tester flesh, it does seem to burn a little. You do think there is something poisonous here. So if one of these things had been successful biting, it might have been a problem if you had had continual exposure to that.
I feel like Gada just kind of slowly turns her head to look over at Halsey.
Dano's like, I know, I'm heading over to him right now. And they walk over to Halsey. Where did they bite you?
Right under the ponytail, very painful.
Yeah, and as you're looking at it, you can definitely tell that the wound is looking a little it's got an odd smell and looks a little bit deeper than it should be.
I got halitosis.
No!
I'll be honest, this is the first time I've ever heard of this, seen this, so we can name it after you if you really want.
Good legacy.
Mushroom
like
disease.
Incredible. Can I see with as a cleric, I suppose, can I gauge whether we have the equipment to deal with this bite, or if we need to deal with it beyond just patch it up?
Yeah, so if any of you have like antitoxin in your equipment, that might do the trick. It's hard to tell until you know more about like the exact cause of this. Typically, you know, to treat if this is something like a disease or a poison that is doing this, you'll need some kind of familiarity with what the source is before you can really treat it. But that does make you aware that perhaps there's a time clock on figuring this out for your friend.
Oh.
Halsey, don't
Halsey?
worry. We promise to kill you if you turn.
Absolutely.
Halsey, we will make it quick and painless for you. Do not worry.
Yes, quite.
It's
Why
just
in
really
the adventuring
Halsey?
contract, it's
Even
promises
give
that
your
we'll kill each
soul-
other in event.
I am
of-
glad I'm the cleric. All of you have terrible bedside manners.
Halsey, I will literally carry you with me. Literally.
Are we killing Halsey?
No,
Maybe.
we're not.
No,
no, we're not.
Not yet.
No, we're not killing Halsey. Halsey, you're not going to need to be killed. We're going to deal with this. We just need to find a source of these funguses first, these fungi, and we can maybe make an antidote from that.
And as you are saying this, you know, and Halsey is like, oh God, you're taking all of this in. You all are distracted from one of the houses, one of these like larger houses in the center of town, because you are kind of standing in like what would be the central square. You hear a woof, woof, like one of those big like echoing barks of like a very large dog coming from like this house area, and you see that there is like a little gap in one of these windows, like somebody has slid up a shade, and there is definitely somebody looking at you, and you hear and then the like as it slides down.
Who's there?
Died since Sakura.
Yeah, so you send over and you hear no one is here. Go away.
Oh, but someone said no one.
Oh, darn it.
Can I
Well,
meet your dog?
you like dogs?
I love dogs.
And there's the as like the little board slides up, and like you can see a little bit more as your pseudo dragon is closer. You see what looks like a sort of a wizened older man with sort of pale green eyes like staring out at you, and then also a big black nose, like wet nose, kind of shoving its place into the slot.
Pseudo dragons have the limited telepathy, so they have the ability to project things. I want Sakura to project the emotion of friendship to this person as he's floating in the window.
Yeah,
Like the anime hearts around his her little pink face.
Little like,
He's like, friend, she will absolutely eat his corpse, but he doesn't need to know that.
He doesn't need to know that. And yeah, there's the guy's eyes kind of squint. I'm not sure why, but you all seem like decent people. You handled those Sporeborn pretty well. Come closer, he says, like yelling out of the slot at the center of town.
There is nothing to fear. We are the Valiant Six. And as he puts his hands on his hips, his cloak waves in the breeze.
Wait, is that what we're going
wait,
with? I thought
you?
we were still workshopping.
Oh no,
You're the Valiant Six. I've heard of you. Haven't you guys? Have you heard? And you hear some chattering coming from somewhere behind.
You see, it's
like
very catchy.
I already filed the copyright weeks ago, so we can't turn our backs on this.
Yeah, we've got merch already. We've got merch.
Yes.
Gata has crawled on her hands and knees up to the door and is just petting the tip of the dog.
Oh yeah, the dog. Okay. You seem fine. If you're the Valiant Six, you don't seem like any Sporeborn. So I'll come out and talk to you. But you can't come in here because this is one of the last safe places in here. So all right, I'm coming out.
While he's coming out, I turn to the team and I say, "Hey, Team Huddle, would you like me to drive out everyone who's inside? I can."
No.
It won't harm them.
They have been traumatized enough, I think. Let's speak to their representative and then get the lay of the land, and then then we decide if we need to burn the place.
Sure. No, I mean, I can do it without hurting them. I can terrify them, but they won't be unharmed.
I don't think they are infected. They're worried about us being infected. So,
right.
I mean, and they might be worrying for good reason, because look at Halsey over there with the big bite on his neck and his ponytail.
Halsey, you're going to be fine. We're going to fix this, Halsey. Don't worry.
And as soon as yeah, Halsey, you're gonna be fine. And I look over at Zell and I show Zell a picture of a jar that says the word Halsey on it with various things in it that could keep Halsey's head perfectly preserved and functioning.
Oh my god!
Perfect. So we're already divvying up the loot, but the loot's your body and soul. It's wonderful.
Incredible. So as this horrible conversation is happening, there's you hear the sounds of boards being pulled off of a wall and things shuffling around, barricades are being moved, and then the front double doors of this place open up just a crack, and you see again an elderly gentleman, maybe 5 foot tall, very very small, comes out wearing these now must and dirty robes of office. Maybe you're probably this guy might have been the mayor or someone important, as he steps out, and then the door is shoved open as this just giant greyhound dog comes bounding out of his woof in this echoing voice, and goes right up to you, Gata. Right up to you, and he's you putting his face fighting you, and you're so big,
rolling around on the ground, and Gata has
as
completely checked out of the rest of the conversation.
Yeah, as a fun fact, this NPC specifically says in the module, if you like dogs and show interest in liking his dog, he's trust you immediately.
Well, that's the way dog owners are.
Yeah,
largely, or at least
Dog
don't
people
trust
are
people
good.
that don't like the dogs. That's really
right.
cuts both
Yeah,
ways,
you're a
sounds
villain.
like.
My dog doesn't like you. I think you're a villain. But and he steps out cautiously and kind of brings his staff around and says, "I am Merwick. Oh, these are troubled times indeed that you have come here, but we are very grateful to see capable fighters, but you really should leave. Things are not going well here."
What, and abandon you here, friend Merwick? We are here, the Valiant Six, to help you with your problem. That is what heroes do.
Oh, wow, it's so good to hear that. Heroes seem to be in short supply, and we're all the way out here. We've sent messengers, but I fear these creatures have eaten them. This all started, just this nightmare. It was only 2 days ago that people started turning, but it seemed like an eternity. One by one, people we knew, our neighbors, just started to change, and then they would bite each other, and then the people who got bit would change, and oh, it's just been a disaster.
Question, no reason. How long did that take?
So 2 days or less, friend.
Well, it seemed Well, our doctor is dead, so we don't have any medical.
Is the clock dead, or just time might be of essence? Who knows?
Yeah. I would say within a day or so, it was very rapid. This all very rapidly started to change.
Cool.
Honestly, right around the time we lost contact with those mycelids. And he points a finger down, at the earth, down below.
I look at his belt there.
No,
Lower.
Belgrove, the mushroom folk settlement in the caverns right underneath.
I thought
you get older, you just lose
all of these
contact
thought-
with
Oh.
certain. Yes, that's.
My
Oh
goodness.
no, that's
I
fine.
I apologize for my team members' assumptions.
I honestly thought he was saying there was a problem downstairs.
Yes, right.
And when-
And
and you said your doctor was
I'm a
gone, we just-
druid. I live well, I eat well, everything still
Yeah.
works, let me tell you.
Okay, sure.
How is blood pressure? Sometimes related.
Excellent. Yeah, over there, Katie. Incredible.
Merwick, very, very, virile, small man.
Yes, thank
since
you.
I very rarely am taller than anyone, so I'm yeah, absolutely in this guy's bubble, kind of squaring up on him.
Yeah.
Have you seen by chance a mechadrone solodron named Wingnut?
Mechadron. I'm sorry, I don't know. It's all been mushroom terrors.
It would be like some sort of golem or construct.
For context, I can't pull up the image for you, but Solodron specifically kind of look like Magnanite from Pokemon, if anyone is familiar.
Legally distinct.
Little whirring balls
Legally distinct,
of metal that have a big ol' eye at the center.
Henry pulls out the little gem that he was been toying with this time. He says, it looks like this, and he claps his hands around the gem and opens it up, and the gem warbles and takes shape, and it forms into what the Mechadron looks like.
That's a neat trick, young man. No, we really haven't seen anything like that come through. But to be fair, if it came recently, considering the chaos everything has been in, it might have passed through. We've been sealing ourselves in this longhouse for, oh God, it's been a very long, at least 36 hours.
Tell me, how do you get entrance to this place where the Myconids live?
Well, you can access their caverns just through our mine tunnels, right outside of town. The caverns, you can go in there, but be careful if you do. That's why I hate to point fingers, but something might be going on because these creatures seem to be drawn to those caverns. The people change, and then they go hide there at night, and whenever they hear a sound, or they'll come in groups and just eat you, and then just go back there. It's a terrible place.
Yeah.
I have an important question.
Yes.
It's
What
about
is
the
your
dog,
dog's
isn't it?
name?
Okay.
Oh, that's Shelby.
Shelby. Thank
Oh,
you.
Shelby, that's a good name for it.
That's a
Thank
powerful name for a dog.
Thank
a good
goodness. All of the animals in the village are seemingly immune to whatever is happening here. So good old Shelby has been sticking by and protecting those of us who are left.
Oh, and
Shelby
Shelby
is
is
very
real
noble.
loud.
Yes, Shelby is very loud. Woof! Oh, Shelby.
Just
asleep.
out of curiosity, does it actually sound like a person saying woof?
Sort of.
Like a dog.
Oh no. Okay, that's unsettling.
It's yes, it's very odd. She's very smart. She sort of says, "I love you, Shelby." Oh, oh, see, there she goes. She just said, "I love you."
Really
Basically
cute, really loud.
trained,
You said these things
yes.
respond to noise?
Yes.
No reason.
I'll see no.
Listen, so yes, clearly we're in dire straits here. So if you could go right down into the caverns and stop these creatures, or whatever the source is, that would be great. While you're looking for that, and he kind of waves a hand at your little model of a Solodron.
Yeah, of
Shelby.
course. I mean, we are here to help those in need, of course. Do you
We
have
are
some-
definitely in need.
Yes. Do you have somewhere where I could lie down and, just like think about spells or something for, I don't know, 8 hours? Or no, we're not going to do that. We're not doing that.
Yes, and no, we've and very much looks at Halsey like I don't know that we've got an extra 8 hours to.
Oh
unlock
yeah, right, because of the
now.
thing and the
Right,
But
boom hanging over his head, and when we'll have to burn him.
I
yeah.
am so sorry, dear heroes. We are quite limited on space and resources, so I cannot offer you a long rest. But
No,
perhaps
no,
if you
that
would like
is-
to stay and have a short snack,
No,
you are
that's
welcome to do so.
we've been reminded of a deadline that we have. It's our friend with some bite on his neck.
Oh,
What?
Yes.
Nothing.
Telling everybody
no,
this?
like-
At
Okay,
all.
we're just
Wouldn't-
telling everybody
Uh,
this.
No,
well,
it's
I
okay,
have
well then-
another important question.
Yes.
Can Shelby come with us?
Oh no, we need Shelby here. All of our fighters are dead. The whole neighborhood watch. They went out one day, and it was just the wrong decision.
That makes
so
sense. You look
It's
very
really just Shelby here
Did
making
one of them have like
keeping.
nice pigtails?
pitifully weak.
quite pitiful. Yes.
Like a strong breeze might blow you over.
Yeah. Yes.
Only the
it's-
Valiant Six, she said. They'll be
Dungeon-
fun, they said.
Yeah,
They'll be
Dungeon
competent, they
Master,
said.
Right. So
if I might be allowed to do something for
Yeah.
just for flavor,
Yeah.
just sort of I kind of just reach towards my torso and just sort of like pull out like one of these like anguished faces, and I'm like, did one of your fighters look like this?
Yes, I think they're less see-through and anguished.
No, this is the face when everything's fine. This is the fine face of someone I saw
Ow.
leaving to be safe, not
Ah.
here.
Sal,
He's
we
in a
talked
better
about
pla-
this.
he's in a better place.
It's literally somewhere much better there.
You know
period
what?
now.
You all seem really capable, and like you've got all the information I can give you. So I'm actually just going to step back inside here. And good luck. I hope you
Yes.
don't die. Okay.
I shall be.
Yeah, I shall woof with a final farewell. I want that weird husky thing, and then bounce back inside, and you can hear the nails and the boards and the furniture going back up here. So we are about halfway through now. So we are Kendo. If you could put up that break screen, we're going to do a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll be right back for the
Bye,
rest of this
yo.
adventure. So see you in 5,
5 minute bye.
everybody.
We're probably not gonna kill Jesse.
Probably not. Hopefully not. of our Caverns of the Spore Lord adventure for Tales of the Valiant. And we are raising money right now for the Kobold Gaming Scholarship, which is a brand new program we have introduced and will be doing annually to raise money for a student actually studying game design. So please, please, if you are enjoying what you are seeing here, these fantastic characters who are a little bit of a mess, but super high functioning in combat at least, please do consider making a donation using the QR code that you see right now on the screen, or the direct link to the scholarship donation page. And of course, this weekend, anything you buy on the Kobold Press store, a portion of those proceeds will also go directly to the scholarship fund. So please, please, if you're enjoying this, we'd love a tip to help out more students become game designers and make stuff like Tales of the Valiant. But yeah, that's why we're here. But let's dive back in. So now we have a little bit more information about what might be happening to the citizens of Holgig. You still have not seen Wingnut, who, well, now you kind of had two quests, right? Like, deal with whatever is happening here, especially before your friend may or may not transform into one of these things from a bite, but we'll see. We're definitely on a time clock from that aspect. But yes, you have heard that the entrance to the caverns, where Belgrove can be found, and where also these Sporeborn, you heard Merwick refer to them, seem to be flocking. Oh, sorry, Kendo. Oh, 1 second. We've got a tech thing being worked out.
We've shuffled a little bit. Right now, Wally's
Shuffled.
the GM.
I'm in
All
charge
right,
now.
Wally.
Okay,
Yeah.
Guess
everyone,
away.
You're the captain
all
now.
enter the cavern,
I'm
right?
ready
And
to
as
play.
soon as you enter
here.
Mhm.
Also, the fact that like Hall and Oates are actively beefing with each other and trapped in this legal battle now hurts my soul.
It's like
Oh, I
Yeah.
think,
It
hey,
does.
we're back. We're
Oh,
back.
we're back.
Oh,
Okay,
hello.
obviously,
Yes,
so
we
you
won
all heard,
again.
audience, we were
Yes.
just really talking about Hollow Notes the entire
That's
time.
it.
You did
Truly
not
the
miss
whole time.
anything. But now we're actually back in. Thank you. Sorry,
Yes.
Wally isn't going to be GMing the rest of the stream. I'm
Oh,
also very
well.
disappointed. I wanted to play.
Like I said,
But
I'll
that's
do it.
okay. That's
There's
okay.
still time.
I guess I'll do it. I'll keep trying to kill you guys. All right. So we are heading down now into the caverns that you have heard about that seem to
YouTube
be.
stream has no sound.
Oh boy, that might kick
Again?
in a bit. Oh, there we go. Okay,
Okay,
good.
we got it.
There you
Okay.
go. Just a bit
All
delay.
right, we're good. All right. So as you all like head towards the outskirts of town, following those instructions that Merwick gave you, you're definitely coming now to this rural area. You know that this is a mining settlement, so at least you know there are nice paved roads. As you're heading out here, you do see like all the various mining equipment like discarded around the way, like carts standing empty, pickaxes in the ground that just look like people just dropped them and ran for their lives probably, and this looming cavern mouth up ahead. What's that be, Dave? You got a finger for me?
I'm gonna send Sakura out in front of me, so 60 feet out, watching and
Nice.
keeping an eye on things.
Yeah. So she is circling overhead here. And as you're getting closer and closer, you don't get any indications or sign that there are other Sporeborn out there. It seems like definitely from what Merwick told you, they kind of come in these clusters, like almost hunting parties. And then primarily during the day they stay in the caverns, but it's really at night that you have to worry. So that
So
seems
you-
to be true. As
They
you know,
mostly come at night.
Mostly.
Zeno will grab a pickaxe, just grab a random pickaxe from the ground,
Yeah.
and I'll cast light on it, the light cantrip, as you see it
Nice. Yes.
glow like with moonlight as we get close to the opening of these caves, this cavern.
Which is definitely a good idea because as you come up to the cavern entrance, peek inside, you see, a rough-hewn archway boring into the mountain. It looks coughed up from the depths of the hole comes the light of distant torches from very, very far away, like the end of a long tunnel. And just the smell of decay kind of washes over you, and strange echoes come from inside, like maybe people in distress, maybe people moving around. You're not really sure, but it is pitch black here. And good time to note, Tales of the Valiant really wanted to make exploration and elements of that like light and vision more of a big deal in this game. So we actually removed dark vision from quite a few of the lineage options here. I
Not
believe
me, though.
dwarves. Oh no, dwarves.
Still got it, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You coming from those people who lived underground for a long time. That is in your genetic
Wait,
makeup.
what do
Not
you
going
mean,
anywhere.
those people?
Those
Like you
people.
evolved or something.
The dwarf people. Interesting. So yeah, who has dark vision? Just our dwarf, right? At the
Actually,
moment.
I have dark vision also.
Oh
Nah,
yes,
he
and
has
kobold
dark
as well. That
vision,
makes a lot of
yeah.
sense. And then Hendrian.
Dungeon
Well-
Master, I do have a question though. What is keen sense?
Ooh, yeah.
Keen sense. So that is our replacement for blind sense. So keen sense is when you can see out to a limited radius without vision. So you
Well-
can perceive like based on smell or sounds. That's what keen sense is.
Sakura has that for 10 feet. So while she's out in front, if anything is keen sensible, I guess she has.
Yeah, very cool.
There's a moment where you see Henry pulls out like this little like kind of like a lens device. He puts it on his face like, all right, let me just switch it to dark vision. And as soon as he switches it to dark vision, that's the same exact time Zeno casts light. So he turns and he's like, and he just falls
Oh,
over
ow.
as the blast of light
Oh,
just hits him
night
in the
vision
face.
goggles and headlights. No. Yes.
Oh,
So you're out.
Sorry, Hendrian. Should
Cap.
have warned you.
Yep, that'll be
And that
great.
is one of your augmented items,
Yes,
right?
that is one of my augmented items. I have detecting, which I can imbue my goggles with dark vision, invisivision, magic vision, or X-ray vision.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. And you can kind of cycle between those. I think it's like a 1 minute total duration.
Yeah.
So you use up that 1 6-second round of that, like turning them on and off, but you've still got plenty for when you need it. Cool. Yeah. So as you're looking around, getting accumulated with that light, some of you, can see much further down these long tunnels in the dark. you see that there is a wooden sign that is like broken and laying on the ground, and has the words like Belgrove painted onto it, but clearly somebody has trampled or, ruined the sign here. You also see a body, like a half decaying body of probably was a human. And as your light kind of turns on, there's like scurrying of rats moving away from the remains of this body that has little mushroom sprouts sticking out of it.
Rat
Huh.
babies.
Rat babies.
That I turn to Halsey and just say, do you have any ball bearings by any chance?
Sometimes I have them. Let me look in my pocket here. One moment.
Pretty sure.
Looking around, and Halsey has nice big purse. Let's see. Here you go. How many you need? I have 1,000.
Oh, I definitely don't need all of them. Just maybe 5. That would be great, actually.
1, 2, 3. Shh. Lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you go.
While
Thank
he
you.
is distracted with the ball bearings, I'm going to be doing another medicine check on him just to see
Yeah,
if there's no-
mushroom says what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any progression, any more veins going out, I assume, from the bite? And
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and make me a medicine check?
very well. That will be a total of 17.
Okay, he looks okay. You're not sure if it's like the light from the spell or what it is, but his skin might be taking on like a little bit of a greenish tinge sort of around the wound, but you're not sure if it's your mind or
I would
if
just
it's
clap him on the
actually-
shoulder and say, "Don't worry, Halsey. We will be there for you when the time comes."
We're going to figure this out before that time comes.
Halsey.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when the time comes to celebrate because he is cured, we will.
Yay!
be there
Right.
to have a
And
party.
Halsey, just a quick question. You don't have to answer this now or anything,
I
but
swear if you ask for his stuff before I do, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
second
He
question,
has
Halsey.
two.
This is a second question, super fast. You have to answer.
Yeah.
Do you want your replacement body to be made out of stone or wood? Because I have grafted up a quick design, and it's just basically like this big clunky body that they could take the head in the jar and put it on top of that. This is just a mock-up. This is a quick mock-up. This is something that I'm kind of designing. Uther is working on the power source, and we feel like we can get this ready to go by first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with wood. That way we can make pee-pee jokes.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
one problem is that I was thinking of elemental fire as a power source, and with wood, it's not going to be great.
wood. Yeah.
Good point. Rock.
While this is happening, Gada, you're not really actively engaged in this discussion, so why don't you go ahead and make me a perception check?
Oh no. Okay. Let's see. Perception.
Here they go, talking about building stuff again.
Right.
I'm curious about what Zhao was trying to do.
Oh, natural 20.
Hey.
So that is a total of, this was perception,
Yes.
24.
My God. All right, so the conversation is rolling on as you start to hear something in the distance, but real quick, B-Dave, what's up?
Well, this may be directly relevant. Because of my Pact of the Chain, I don't actually have a distance limit to how far I can communicate with Sakura. So I'm sending her straight to the torches. So I can see through her eyes and talk through her as long as we're on the same plane of existence. So wherever that is, send in the pseudo dragon.
Do you want her to be moving stealthily as she does so?
Will it inhibit her speed?
Not for this purposes. If we were doing like a dungeon crawl by crawl, technically, yes, a slow pace would be required to roll the check.
To the best of her ability, I would like her to be stealthalizing.
Go ahead and have her roll a stealth roll then.
So it says in her stat block that her stealth is 12. So is that just what it is, or do I still roll?
Yeah, for this, because it's your familiar, I would let you roll or just use that set number. But typically what's nice for those set stats is now they're basically like DCs, so you all know. So GMs don't have to roll for every single monster that's trying to sneak. They have a set score and they have a set perception. So PCs are always trying to roll above or under to be detected or not.
That's cool.
I have 17 on the die, and she
Okay.
has a dex
Yeah.
of +2. So
You
Um,
she's so sneaky, so quiet
she's
when
the
she
good
wants
girl.
to be.
Yes.
Yeah, so she is moving ahead, and as she is like coming up into this cavern, then she would be hearing a little bit of what Gata is picking up now with that 24. It's like very faint in the distance, but Sakura is definitely hearing it louder as she moves forward. There's like a
Zoom is not. Zoom is
I-
noise
yeah, you're
gated.
getting
what
noise
it
gated.
sounds.
okay, it's like
It was too
it's like a
terrifying.
very high pitched beep that's coming at a very regular rhythm from somewhere far away.
He's holding a thermal detonator.
Gata just swings her arms out and clasps a big meaty hand over who would be talking? Probably Hendrian?
Yeah.
Hendrian, Unther,
Okay.
Sino, Zal, all kind of
Sino's
weighing in
sighing.
on the just the
Um,
sigh.
Tina's
Okay,
given up on trying
perfect.
to give any kind of comfort to Halsey.
Claps one hand over Hendrian's mouth, the other over Sino's mouth, even though she's not saying anything, just claps a hand over
closest
each of their
people.
faces, basically. Shh, I hear something. Listen.
I
And you
wasn't
all now get that
talking.
beep, 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 beep coming from somewhere far away. It sounds very machine-like, like something, yeah, like an alert signal or something coming from farther back. And as
Someone-
Sakura is taking in where she now has traveled forward, she's gone down this long tunnel here that opens up into a huge cavern that seems to be filled with the ruins of something. Like there are collapsed statues and dilapidated buildings and destroyed roads. Like almost at one point, maybe this was a Dwarven or a gnomish like settlement that was long abandoned.
I'm talking this out in real time. So what
Yeah.
was
Yes, I see structures collapsed, statuary of some sort, writing that I don't recognize, which is unusual.
So, I'm essentially real time, and I try and guide her towards wherever the beeping is.
Yeah, and you can tell that, I mean, this vast cavern, like she would have to be getting pretty far away from you if you want her to specifically go
I'll let her
investigate.
go.
Okay.
She is a strong, independent pseudo-dragon.
You can also, as she is moving closer towards the source of this beeping, which seems to be coming from kind of an off, like tunnel cavern off this main larger area, you get this feeling of warning from her and a picture of these sporeborn shambling around in the dark.
That's what I call her smoke detector. Gata, as usual, you are correct. You are as brilliant as you are powerful, my friend. There do seem to be more of those shambling hordes.
Do I have any idea how many?
So you're getting the impression from her that these things
I can
haven't
see
spotted
through her
her.
eyes.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah.
Then yeah.
Mhm.
So you these things haven't spotted her because she is very successfully like stealthing around here. But you see like 3 or 4 kind of picking at like the sifting through some remains here, and then they kind of move along, and she can hear that there are more of these things somewhere in the dark, like beyond her vision. Like there's groups of these things just kind of wandering around. So if you move quietly and are very careful, you might be able to avoid them, but otherwise you might be dealing with like a whole colony of these things living in here.
To be clear,
Yes.
they are between her and the source of the beeping.
She could skirt around probably the very edges of the cavern. It seems mostly that they're kind of in the center, like, hiding, sleeping, like resting in the ruins that dominate the center. So you think you could sneak by to go to the source of where the beeping is.
I leave to you for the sake of the narrative how effective she is at this, but I do recount all of this to the group of what I'm seeing, that there's some of them that they may be it may be possible to bypass or take head on. Assume I hid nothing from the description you just gave.
So you are saying that there are a lot of these mushroom creatures? Well, don't worry.
Being loud
we-
may not be the best
we-
strategy.
We will fight until the last of us.
Can
Ah,
try to
your reference you see through my
avoid.
lies, Mark. Yeah.
Oh, I just got that. I'm pretty.
So,
Can we try to avoid fighting all of them at once? Or if we can't, can I go in first and fight all of them at once?
On your
2
own.
options.
By
Equal in
yourself.
value. Yeah. It'll be
No.
legendary. Yeah.
My money's on Gada.
Thank you.
My
Um,
money is meaning to rush in to heal God.
yes, because apparently getting bitten is non-optimal.
Not optimal.
Just
Yeah.
slowly turn and look at Halsey again.
Yeah,
and
I
then
mean,
turn
really,
back.
a fate worse than death. I would not wish that on my worst enemy, but I.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
All right, group.
that's,
So let's get a decision here. Are we going to try and stealth towards the source of this beeping?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
here
It's-
is
yeah.
another option. We know that these things are attracted by sound, so we could easily lure them to, a nice choke point where we could just, throw burning oil on them and
Murder them.
Yeah, a lot of
That
the
is-
murder, really.
These things are obviously hurting people, so I have no problem with wiping every single one of them out. But in the interest of being slow, look at Halsey, efficient, I'm going to defer to the brainier of you for how we might deal with things.
Oh,
in
right, that's
more
me. Expeditiously.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Fashion.
Okay, then here is my idea. Clap stands. 1, we stand up here. 2, Uthar, you blow them up. 3, we okay, Zal and Uthar, you both blow them up. You both blow them up. And then we stand up here cheering and wondering and waving because this is the most beautiful thing we have ever seen. And then we go over and check out everything else.
Yeah.
Where do I beat things up?
Well, is there a conveniently located choke point? Like, there's probably like one entrance to the
So,
main.
unfortunately, you're basically staring down like a city-sized cavern here. So you've seen one little group of these things. So, like, you could throw a fireball to explode these things. You have no idea of how many more are hiding in the dark beyond your range of vision. It could be literally hundreds of these things. So if you
Okay.
explode this group, you're likely to attract the attention of as many that are currently in here, and you are just sort of dealing right now with a big vacuous.
Okay, everybody, I'm just doing some math on all of this, and it's probably the choke point.
You
for
can
this
look
one.
based on here's some math for you based on the number of houses that you saw in the town. Me, I'd guess about maybe 100, 150 people probably lived in Holgig. Maybe 20 to 30 could have fit like hiding in the longhouse. So potentially, yeah, you're dealing with maybe if everybody has been consumed, somewhere 70 to 100.
Okay,
I
maybe
don't believe we
sneak.
asked how many they are. We said we cast burning hands.
I said fireball. No.
We don't have fireball. If we did, I would be doing this right now. But yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so sneaky is probably best, yeah.
Sneaky is probably
Yes.
optimal. Also,
Okay, we can do sneaky.
Sakura has yet to be detected. I could continue trying to look ahead with her. I just didn't want you all just standing here bored while I'm sort of gliding all over the place.
Well, Zal, if you can do me a favor, you hear that baby crying, right? And he's talking about the beeping noise.
That's baby. Clearly what
That's
babies sound like. Yes.
Kobold.
Well, to me, that's
you-
how babies sound.
Oh yeah.
Kobold offspring sound quite different, but yes.
Right. If you can get Sakura to figure out the source of that beeping noise, it's very out of place.
I'm sorry.
It's,
I'm sorry.
it's there with the
Shelby
Shelby,
comes
Shelby
charging
followed us.
in.
Here it comes.
She's giving away our position, Shelby.
Yeah. So do you want to send Sakura ahead to like get a little bit more information?
I would.
Okay. So you can, as you send her ahead, yes, the Sporeborn have definitely not noticed, this small pseudo-dragon. She's like staying close to the walls and kind of moving, skirting around in the dark.
The
They
best
seem very
girl.
focused on whatever they are maybe eating or doing down there in this pile. And she takes like a off turn on this long kind of cavern trail and ends up in a much smaller cavern that is just completely covered in like webbing. And what she sees, like just sort of upside down, looking at the edge of this cavern, there is something shiny, like stuck to the ceiling, kind of wrapped and tangled up in these webbing. And that's definitely the source of the beeping. And you can hear now over the beep, 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 like a faint, like, help, please. I am in distress. I am in distress. And there's like chittering and laughter coming from something that she can't see, like around the ground.
Oh, chittering and laughing is never good.
Right. Good news, bad news, everyone. I believe I might have found our construct friend. Good news. Also good news, still alive, although perhaps initiating some form of self-destruct. I'm not sure about that. Bad news, there is something that has webbed it to the ceiling, and there's both chittering and laughter. It sort of sounds like a sort of thing that
no.
I can't quite approximate.
And they're
I-
actually fiendish. What languages do you speak, Zal, as you're listening?
Quite a few. I am a polyglot, actually. I pride myself in my capabilities.
I speak Common, Draconic, Elvish, Abyssal, Celestial, and Infernal.
Ah, then in Abyssal, you would hear in between like the laughing and the scratching, like some truly dirty words coming out of whatever these like rude creatures are making jokes. In Abyssal, you know, calling this poor creature names and just very pleased with themselves, and they keep saying something, a name that you think you don't know, but Quargoth they keep saying over and over again, like Quargoth will be
Quargoth.
pleased.
Quargoth will be pleased. Does that
yeah.
mean anything to me? Me in particular?
No, well, actually, why don't you go ahead and give me an Arcana with, let's say, with advantage. This is pretty
Can I give this a
obscure.
try as well?
Uh,
Zal
if
said this
he-
out
Well,
loud.
Dungeon
he-
Master,
Oh.
is this something that I would have revealed yet? I leave it up to you whether or not that part I might have kept to
I
myself.
mean, you know, you've been with your companions a while, and they've seen you eat the souls of the dead, so
That's
they got to be a
well,
little,
They
little
weren't
suspicious
using
that there's
them
Not the
anymore.
most judgmental people.
something up with your friend
Uh,
Zal.
what I'll split the difference. I will say I don't intentionally say it, but you do sort of hear me say Quargoth, sorry.
Yeah, Quargoth.
Good.
There's an R in there and a G. It's a very gross word to say.
Quargoth. I did get an 18
Okay,
on my
okay.
Arcana, but if my my
The rest
friends
of
here
us-
want to overhear me sort
The
of
rest of us
No,
hear
I
this
think-
name and take Arcana roll.
I think 18 will get you everything you need, so no need to roll everybody. So
Yeah.
Quargoth is a very obscure demon lord, you think, or like he's a big deal demon, but not like one of the main players, right? It's this demon lord of rot, decay, entropy, like that's their whole thing. Really gross, rot, mushroom, fungus, like it's all sort of makes a lot of sense as you're hearing this name.
More good news. There may be an infernal source of what's taking place here.
and then I relay what you just told me.
Quargoth, yes. He is worshipped in fraternity houses across the land.
Rot, decay, yeah, big worms, big
That's,
thing.
yeah, make you feel like you're flying in the short
Mhm.
term. Yes.
All the cultists just do the worm, like opening up every single.
There's just a group of Myconids doing the
They're
worm
all
across
doing
the
it.
cavern.
Yeah.
Well,
A very weird
friends,
cult.
I think we have one last advantage, as I'm theoretically able to open negotiations even from this great distance, or we can still hide our presence until we are upon them. Whatever you would all like to do.
Oh, you guys do your thing. I'm going to be sneaky.
Mhm. Yes, Katie,
Oh,
Gada
no,
raising her hand.
Yeah, Senna goes to Garda. Yes, Garda.
Yes.
Can we you do your magic things where you make noise in one area and draw everything to that area?
Mm.
And then I come in behind.
Yeah, but it might be hundreds of them we are realizing. So I don't know if making a lot of noise is the good idea. I think we either do the sneaking up or then opening negotiations through the pseudo dragon or some combination of the both of those.
Slow head turn to look at Halsey.
Halsey, how are you looking?
A little green.
Invisible, maybe. I don't know.
Invisible. I'm a rogue. Don't look at me. I do not wish to be perceived.
Do not perceive me.
I think Untha has a point, maybe a combination of both. Zal, you start making negotiations and we just get closer in case
And then
negotiations go sour.
Yeah, that sounds good. So as we're kind of working this, it seems like generally approaching and then opening things up with the pseudo dragon is kind of the plan. So let's go ahead and make a group stealth check. So with that, everybody's gonna roll. Since there are 6 of you, we need half of you to succeed to make this work.
I
Oh,
bet
I
I'm
have-
not great at stealth.
Oh boy.
I think I have disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, in your armor, if you're wearing heavy armor, yes. If you have noise
Yeah.
armor with the
If it's
noisy
noisy.
property, yeah. Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
just gave armor's property in Tales of the Valiant, by the way, like weapons, so it's all
Well,
really clear
we
and
would
referenceable.
know this going in, yes. So we could
Yes.
maybe have
Yeah.
the people who are not in clanky metal armor be the ones that try to
I
approach.
gunned myself. I'm fine.
Sort
I've
of
got it.
the charm of the group check. So this is mostly the group, like I'm imagining it, like people being like, walk very quietly, you know, around.
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yeah, yeah.
You see Senno, as everyone gets ready to start sneaking, Senno kind of pats, almost like very strategically traces the joints of the armor with a finger as they mutter under their breath, and you see it almost glow with moonlight. And as the metal bumps into each other, you hear a little bit less, a little bit dampened as I cast guidance for myself.
There you go.
Ooh.
There you go. Okay. All right. So we've got a 15 from Zal, I see here. I'm gonna pop those other numbers.
Of noisy
Mine in
armor
here.
when making a stealth check.
I would just like to say, watching Sino do that, I'm like,
Wait, we can help ourselves.
and I'm very much like
Oh.
guidance might, which gets me up to 18.
Like,
Mhm.
ow.
Guidance
can
is now
do
a
it.
spell on the weird spell list, everyone, which is accessible to warlocks. Many of the things to do with spirits or consulting outside presences, like you might do with a god, right? Guidance now applicable on the weird list. They can also cast things like spirit guardians, other things that might summon otherworldly forces. So there's kind of a link now between divine and weird. They mirror each other.
Yeah.
When Hendry starts sneaking, I pull out that little gem again, and I kind of like start rubbing it and like just playing with my hands as I use the transformation abilities, another transformation charge of my gem that I can add a d6 to any ability check that I make.
Nice. Yeah, with your inspire feature from your shard of creation, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we did great across the board. We got 15, 23, 15, 26, 18, 17. You all succeed. You only needed 3 of me, but you all so quiet. The quietest you've ever been, probably. As you are like sneaking closer here. While we have our pseudo dragon. What is happening here?
After I listen for a few moments, still to the best of her ability, trying to hide in shadows and not reveal her presence. In Infernal, again, my actual voice comes out of her and says,
Hail, servants of Quargar.
And you hear, oh shit, like coming from these creatures.
They come to pay tribute to one so great and foul.
There's like,
And-
oh yeah.
I actually have an ability where, as
Yes.
part of my polyglot ability as a courtier, because I've been trained to schmooze.
Yes.
I gain advantage on any checks to influence or interact through speech once, and I also get to add my proficiency. Oh no, that's a different thing. Yeah, I speak their language. Sorry. So I get advantage on this because I've been trained.
Yeah, they're shocked that like in their native tongue you are making this request and you're doing it so well. So they're like, oh, get this guy, big deal. Yeah. So you I'm gonna roll.
Maybe
So
I should have saved that to actually talk to Quarkot, but we'll get there when we get there.
All good. You surprised the heck out of these creatures there. There are clearly multiple of them. They are invisible, so you cannot see them. I'm not sure if your pseudo dragon has an advantage there.
She's keen sense 10 feet. I don't know if that's right. If they're within 10 feet of where she is. Hopefully
Yeah,
not.
I think up on the ceiling. Yeah, I think she's a little bit further away, but one of these
Right.
creatures is so like mind blown by her presence. There's the and like it just suddenly appears, like it just like oops, like it got too scared to hold its invisibility.
You made me ink.
And, yeah, and as you're looking at it, you see these little 4-legged small creatures with these like big old like completely black scleras and kind of green, nasty little skin. And as you're looking at it, you're like, oh, a quasit, of
Quasit.
course.
It's like, does it have like those cricket legs?
Like our
Yeah.
closets actually look a little bit different in Tales of
Mm.
Valiant. I recommend looking at them in the Monster Vault. They're very creepy little guys. So this and I think your pseudo dragon too is also like, ugh, of course, like a quasit, right? That other
Yes.
choice for familiar.
I'll let you eat them later, sweetie.
Yeah, so the disgust, but as your voice comes through, they are clearly like impressed, like, oh, like making that face, like I'm in trouble. And they're like, oh, Porgoth not here, but we take tribute. The big smile.
Korgoth isn't here. Is this his doing? Has he blessed this town with his grace? Has his infestation spread?
And why don't you go ahead and give me that persuasion check with advantage from your
Is
features
he
of this.
saying this out loud where we can hear it too?
No,
Oh, no, it's way
this
down.
is purely the
Yeah.
dragon.
Okay.
Let's see. Although you might see like since I have those yellow eyes, the black slit is just like widening steadily. My eyes
I
are getting
was-
blacker and blacker.
I just want to
As-
double check because you were saying him and the thing was Porgoth will be queen. So
Oh, was it? Korgoth
Yeah.
will be Quo. I didn't hear that. Sorry, didn't mean to misgender Korgoth.
Yeah.
Persuasion. Oh, so that is gonna be 22.
Okay, so these creatures, like, and as you're saying this and asking questions, it kind of like looks back. The one that's visible is clearly looking to like check in with the other invisible one still, and is like suspicious of you. Like maybe we shouldn't answer, but then kind of pushes through it and seems to decide like, the cultists here, yes, bless this town, but Korgoth gone now. But we found Shiny, and it's funny. We left behind to watch.
For the sake of my notes, did they say Korgoth will be pleased or Korgoth will be queen? Because I did write it down. So which one was it? So I have it right.
I actually don't. I didn't. I'm not sure if I said queen,
All right,
but
doesn't matter.
Korgoth is a genderless, horrible
Perfect.
worm demon.
So they are a worm slime.
it's
person.
entirely possible I misheard completely.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem. It's not the queen, right?
Yeah.
Um,
So basic notes: Korgoth is gone, no longer here. Whatever cultists have done, they've already done to this town and pieced out, and they're like, hell yeah, it's awesome. And then there's just some quasits apparently hanging out here, just kind of watching the situation.
for the sake of me not soaking up all the oxygen, I pass on all of that to the group. So I don't hide any of that.
And I think by this point too, you all have like stealthed up, so you can kind of hear what's happening. It's like just around the bend, you're hearing Zhao's voice weirdly echo out in this chamber, speaking to something that sounds like some
I will-
horrible language.
I will say when you get to the point that you can hear my voice, it doesn't sound quite like me. Like my voice is melodious in the best of times, but there is just like a nasty edge to it. Like
Yeah.
something gross is talking to something gross in there.
Ugh.
The entire time, Sun has been casting lights on. They set aside a pickaxe and has
Yeah.
been casting light on on the 5 individual ball bearings that they borrowed from Housey,
Oh, nice.
just in case they need it
Yeah.
as they get closer.
Because you don't have to concentrate on the light spell, correct?
Yeah.
As a light domain cleric, so you
That's
can
cool.
do multiple.
How far away are these quasits now? Are they within our visual range?
Yeah, I think like you're like imagine just around that corner, right? You can peek and kind of see them, and they're maybe about 30 feet or so away from you. And you all can now officially hear like the sad mechanical sound over the beep, like, I'm so tired. Please help. Please, anyone, please.
Can I go walk out to the thing?
Yeah, you can certainly do that.
I'm gonna
And
walk
as
out to
this
the thing.
Yeah, as this happens, you hear a like coming from, and you see that one closet now, like around the corner. You can see it. It just looks like one, but you hear shrieking sounds like there are others here, and there's a finger points towards the pseudo dragon, like, "What you doing? Trying to pull tricks? Who that?"
Oh, they see Sakura?
No, they see me.
They
Okay.
see Gata has just popped from around the corner.
Got it.
I feel like, okay, I want to propose something because our characters have worked together over time. I feel like there would be probably be a certain amount of expectation. Gata is not going to do the smart thing. She's just going to walk in and do what needs to be done. So she has probably told the guys previously through the things we've been through that if you ever like talk to her like she's an enemy, she'll just roll with it. If you ever talk to her like she's a minion, she'll just roll with it. So basically she doesn't do the planning, but she plays along really well.
Yeah, and you're getting that impression too from the closets. They're looking like looking up at the shadows, where the pseudo dragon is, like, hey, you seemed cool, but like, is this what is this? Why'd you bring this fighter, this meat bag to the party, huh? So they're not attacking, obviously, or being like overly aggressive. They're just, they're like, what? Explain.
And behind the rocks where everyone else is hiding, like Uthar just pulls out like a box of popcorn and just like watching what's gonna happen next.
I when I see this reaction, I say to them, "Oh no, you have failed. Korgoth will be displeased. Run.
Whoa. What?
Beg forgiveness."
Why? Because what got through? Wait, are there more? I smell more of them. Another like voice comes and they're like, whoa. Okay. No, we didn't mean any harm. Yeah, no, we'll go. That's fine. Can you just tell Korgoth, like, we didn't do anything wrong. We're just, you can have the shiny thing.
My closet friend, have you ever known Korgoth to be merciful? Stop
Well.
whining.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's cool. Like, right, guys, we're leaving. We're leaving. And then, like, you see the little demon, the one that you could all see, like, you don't understand what's happening, but it puts up its hands like, haha, we're fine. And then all of a sudden 3 more of these things appear, no longer invisible, and they also kind of pop up their hands and are just like walking slowly, and they get to a point where you all are kind of hiding, and there's like a okay, like,
you keep walking
as they go, and if you let them, they will like creep out of the passage and just run the hell out of there, because they're not looking to piss off apparently Korgoth's minions that have shown up here.
Yeah.
The moment they're out of earshot, because I don't want them to hear my voice that it was coming from me, I just say out loud, "Why didn't the beeping aggravate the Sporeborn, do you think?"
And there's like a voice that comes up from above. "Oh, I assumed the frequency was too high for their ears. They seem to be quite sensitive to perception. But if you are indeed cultists of Korgoth, could you please just maybe let me down? I can help you or something, or just shoot me. This is just really
We're not
ridiculous."
cultists.
We are not cultists, my friend, for we are the Valiant Six.
Throws confetti.
Oh, well,
I am
that's
not
good.
doing the pose.
Are you Sporeborn?
No, we researched
I'm
this.
sorry,
We're
I
supposed
can't
to do
see
the
you.
move when he says Valiant 6. We all we
Senno,
do
just be
I
cool just
feel
for 5
ridiculous.
seconds, Senno. 5 seconds.
No, but it's only ridiculous if you
Okay,
don't
okay.
commit to the bit.
Let's do it again. Just
Yeah, if
continue
you
to say
don't
again.
all do the pose, you look
Yes,
so
that's
stupid.
bullshit.
We're
We don't
doing the
all
All
do
right.
pose.
So on
Okay,
three,
okay.
three. All right. So
Right,
one,
yeah.
2, 3. We are the Valiant Six.
Throws confetti.
Wow, this sounds really great. My eye is stuck to the roof, so I can't see you, but I am impressed. Can I just
We
say?
fall, I'll
couldn't even
catch you.
see it. Okay.
Oh yeah, if you could just cut this
It's-
webbing, I
I've
can
got it.
fly.
I
Senno
can
will
see it,
go
but I know
over
that
and
they-
cut
they-
it with their
they
scythe.
Oh
felt
God,
it,
thank
I'm
you.
sure that
Yeah, as they're cutting away the webbing, this thing like
There we go.
drops, for a minute, but then it like whoop as it kind of hovers up in the air, and you see,
Oh.
silver wings coming off the side of this little like canister that has a big like roving eye in the center of it, and coming from it in the reedy metallic voice. Oh, thank you. This was just listening to them for days was just a nightmare. Thank you so much.
Please, my friend, do you happen to what is your name again? You are
Oh,
I just want to confirm.
apologies. Yes, my
Yes?
designation is well, wingnut is what you would call it with your
Wingnut, yes.
flesh speak. Yes.
We have been looking for you. I wonder, do you
Oh.
happen to know the fate of the myconid, the mushroom folk who live down here?
You've been looking for me. So
Well, yeah, we've been sent here to look for you specifically. The stuff with the mic and the mushroom folk here is kind of like a accessory.
oh, yes. Oh, the poor mycolids. This whole situation is just out of hand. I was not able to gather much information before I was captured, but things did not look like this. They have certainly escalated since the time I arrived. I was sent by Kailana to deliver a water purifier because Enoch, the leader of the mycolids, reached out and said that they suspected something wrong with the water. So here I was coming to deliver this device, but I was captured before I could deliver it, and next thing you know, everyone's turning into mushroom people, and I'm stuck to a wall, and it would just been a day.
Do you
Or
still
two.
have this water purifier?
Yes,
And
please.
you know where it was meant to be installed?
Yes, well, the Enoch asks, so I assume we go to the mycolid settlement and we just deliver it, and that should clear this whole thing right up.
I suspect that the mushroom folks themselves might not be able to help us. Do you know, would you be able to install it yourself if required?
Yes, if you bring me to the source of the water here. I do believe, as I was flying overhead, that the people in the village seem to draw from well water. So I'm assuming if we can find the source of that water and install this device, it would certainly help the people up above, maybe even the mycolids who probably draw water from the same source.
I suggest that this is what we do then. And especially because we're kind of on the clock because our friend here is about to turn into a monster and we're going to have to burn him.
Oh, you were bitten?
Yeah, I got bitten on
Approximately how long ago? Yes.
Exactly as long as it was in game that I would know.
Oh, we should move quickly then. By my calculations, time for this, it seems to happen quite rapidly once infected. Drawing the water and drinking that, if that is indeed the poison, seems to take a couple of days, but once bitten, it's a mere matter of hours.
Oh, hours.
Oh, hours.
Approximately 2, maybe 3.
Oh, that's not long at all. Should we just skip to the burning part now, or?
I do. Is one small, tiny little thing here.
Yes. How can I help?
And actually, I lean over to Sino, and I just like motion for her to lean down a little bit.
They'll crouch down.
I'm like, Sino, I don't want to make this weird, but I don't know where the webs came from. What made the webs?
Good.
Oh, I mean, the webs are usually made by.
I mean, normally if it was me, I would just be like with the fire.
Oh,
right? But I mean,
I do apologize for eavesdropping. I have superior hearing.
You don't have superior.
I think actually the webs were from some native arachnids that used to live here, but have since been eaten by the hordes of sporeborn that seem to be just roaming about.
Chekhov's webs, we call.
Oh yeah, they eat everything. Oh no, including all of you. I'm actually amazed that you all made it here.
So we haven't survived yet. Okay, there you go. You can check that one off the list.
Also of interest, Enoch, the leader of the mycolids, is quite an accomplished spellcaster, very wise in many biological matters. So perhaps if he is still alive, he might be able to help your friend.
Okay,
we should get
that
going.
could be an idea. Yeah.
Let us
yes.
Let us go to the point where you were supposed to meet them, the rendezvous, as it were.
Excellent.
Halsey,
Yes.
you walk in front of me.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't want to turn around and bite you.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna
If you,
send Sakura to float over and land on Halsey's shoulder, ostensibly to comfort as like Sakura starts to purr, but also with keen sense, I can find them if they hide.
Also of interest, Kailana did equip me with several items that might be of use, including this one. And like kind of opens up a panel like in the bottom, and like a scroll, rolled parchment, just like shoots out, like fired by a slingshot, and maybe hits, I don't know, Sino, just like square in the chest.
See, it's just straight
Oh.
forward. Just, okay. They'll bend down to pick it up. Probably gonna
It
hand
is
this over.
a scroll of Pass Without Trace.
That's terribly convenient.
Terribly convenient.
Hmm,
this
And
guy-
also of interest, any character, not just a spellcaster of that specific school, can cast spell scrolls or attempt to cast spell scrolls in Tales of the Valiant.
Oh, dope.
What does attempt mean? Is there a
that's
way
dangerous.
to fail
I
to
love
cast
it.
a spell?
Yes,
spell?
essentially there is a check involved that's very similar to like dispel magic. So
Okay.
spellcasters have a market advantage because they can choose, obviously their spellcasting ability will be better. They
Yeah.
can make it with proficiency, whereas like a fighter can always try. But trying, a fighter just trying to cast a 9th level spell from a scroll is very unlikely to go well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, no,
Oh,
I
it
think
says wish. Okay.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no,
You
no,
know,
this is not complicated.
I think that you should hold on to that. One of the spellcasters should be the one responsible. Yeah.
Yes. No,
A lot
I'll
seems to
keep
ride on
something.
this. Yeah.
I would suggest we actually use it now. Also,
additional
it
trace.
might behoove us, for the sake of time, considering we are definitely running out of it for your friend and some external purpose. There is a cavern hole of sorts that towards the southern edge of this cavern that I know the Mycalids previously just dumped their waste into. That might be our best access to the water below. I do believe I heard the sounds of echoes from down there.
Right. So if we use the poop chute, we can get there quicker. This is what you're saying.
I
Yeah,
believe
to
so,
say it like
yes.
that.
I mean,
That's always
it's,
been my experience.
Is it Friday already?
Oh, mortals and your
Yes.
poop.
I have a cloaca personally.
It's always the poop with us.
It is.
It
It's
is.
fascinating.
Seno unroll the scroll and begin to cast Pass Without a Trace. You see their eyes, their iron grey eyes, kind of glow a moon with moonlight, as they say, under their breath, speak under their breath in Sylvan, or rather Elvish.
Pretty cool. So you can
and
use your
they'll-
wisdom, and basically all you have to do is make a spellcasting check, DC 12 or above, because it's a 2nd level spell.
So just plus my wisdom modifier or my
Yes.
spellcasting.
With proficiency.
With proficiency.
So it's basically like your spell modifier.
Yeah. I think that makes it already. I rolled 15 on the dice.
Oh
And
yeah,
then-
you are good.
Yeah,
So the words of the spell feel weird to you because it is, spell from the primordial list. But whoever has, penned this scroll has taken the time to make it accessible and relatively easy. So you all feel this aura of stealthiness, like you were, not going to leave a trace as you pass along here, as long as you
And-
stick close to Sino.
that's a plus 10 on our stealth
Plus
rolls?
10 on stealth
Okay.
rolls.
Yeah.
Nice.
New roll, I
I
assume.
need
Pretty
that.
big. Yes. So why don't we go ahead now and make
Okay.
another group roll to try and sneak our way through this ruined city to this poop chute, as it has been named by you poetic.
Please, let's
folks.
call it the poop deck.
The poop deck.
Aw.
Go to the
that
poop
is
deck.
My turn for a natural 20 there.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
I am a
30.
ghost.
30.
That's a
So
30.
that's 32.
That
So
was good.
32 actually for me. Yeah. Right. It's
I
like-
got a-
I'm like, Halsey, watch. I've been paying attention and I realize all I have to
Hmm.
do
Yeah. Bye.
Pretty good guy.
Oh, that was good.
Okay. In the chat,
would've
so how are we
32.
doing? All right. Yeah, 32. God, I got a 17, which is great. 27. Oh yes. Okay. Yeah, we're blowing it out of the water on these rolls. 28,
Wait,
32,
7,
26.
KT.
Wait, 7 even pass without
Oh,
a
I'm
trace?
How
sorry.
did you?
That's a 7.
Pass without a trace.
how
That's a 17.
I was gonna
Oh,
say.
there
I
it
was
is.
about to say, I was like, wait.
Woo! I was looking at the old score. I'm like, set way. Okay, 17. Much better.
Better.
-6 to stealth or whatever. Oh,
boy.
and so you all manage with the help of this very cool spell, as you are moving your way through these caverns, passing by these long abandoned streets and crumbled statues and the occasional like noise of something moving around in the dark. But luckily, none of these creatures that are definitely moving around you seem to notice you, as the magic just kind of envelops and softens your steps as you make your way towards the southern edge of this cavern. And reflecting on what a good thing it is that you didn't draw the attention, because this cavern is at least a mile, like, inside. This is huge. Whatever the settlement was, it was big. And now it's gone. But you make your way towards this big, as described, a hole. It's a giant hole in the ground.
This big a-hole?
This big a-hole. And as you're looking down, you see, like, distantly at the bottom, maybe 60 feet down or so, just trash. Like, rubble and refuse and whatever, just all the way at the bottom from, decades of, I guess Michael is just throwing the trash. This is where it goes. And you can hear the sound of running water from down below, like the trickle of a underground river.
You're going to make me jump down that hole, aren't you?
Everybody down the hole. Sorry,
Everybody
everybody
go
down the hole, says Wingnut, who's cheerfully
Everyone down the hole.
down the
Everybody go down the
hole.
hole.
Down the hole,
I,
right?
I
Poop deck,
assume
we've
I gotta
arrived.
assume that we all have 50-foot lengths of rope with us, yes?
Yes, I do.
That would be really embarrassing if adventurers like
The
yourself
one
didn't have
time.
rope.
Okay.
Very small, okay? I can't carry everything.
Guys, did you know that Myconid refuge is actually beneficial towards the ecosystem? That actually, when they're dumping these things down the hole, is actually creating a beneficial ecosystem down in the caverns below, because the fungus grows and it's
I have
spores.
actually heard that, Hendrian, before. It's very interesting the way they compost, and then,
Far a
can
drop, is
refurbish
it?
natural. Oh, 60 feet.
I just walk off.
Yeah. Look at the damage limit. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
She just kind of
So,
considers listening to this for a second and then just walks into the hole.
so that 60 feet, that is a d6 of damage potentially for every 10 feet. All right.
Yo,
Okay. 4.
Can I stop
No.
them? Because I'm going to have to heal them.
6. Nope. It's happened. That is 24 points of damage.
I'm still up.
Ow! As you land just in a pile of filth, and you're like, you feel maybe the
it's
edge of a
so
broken
painful.
sword kind of poking into your back there. You're like, oh yeah, that was a choice.
Seems
Yeah.
a bit
Why?
I'm going to use the rope, I think. I'm going to use the
Yeah,
rope. to
please.
You
help.
can
use
easily,
the rope, please.
do a
Climb.
python and then
If I
tie a
had two
rope
gold,
and-
if I had 2 gold pieces for every time God had done that, I'd have 2 gold pieces.
That's-
So you could all climb down there with the rope. Gotta,
Oh,
as you
I'm
were,
hurt.
ow.
Just- gotta,
Shocked.
gotta. Thank you for determining that it was safe to land down there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Indeed, it could have been an illusion, and your wise
It's-
companion proved it was
It's-
indeed true.
It is not a poop mimic. Yes, that's not again, right? Yes,
We're
thank
calling-
No,
we're
that
calling
is
it
actual
wise
garbage.
decision.
You are covered in actual garbage. Thank you for your
Oh.
service.
you.
Got
Unta,
an owie.
Unta, speaking
And
to you as the
whose fault
expert,
was that?
I'm open flame around the gases of the garbage here is not
no.
good. Yes,
No, dude, it would not be good unless you really like fire. When you like fire to burn more
yeah.
intensely. Then from my perspective, it would be good.
Great. Flammable gas, good. Perfect.
But we should exercise caution.
Mm.
We should exercise caution. I have the ability to sculpt my flames, as it were, so it would not affect things I don't want. But perhaps you should exercise some, it might be a foreign word to you, but restraint.
That's a thing.
Restraint.
Like I just yelled duck, and then that's how I just
Yeah.
that's
So luckily, though, this conversation, as you're continuing, you can all get down to where I assume God is still just like lying on the floor, like
Yeah.
broken, hating this. You can all climb down the rope very easily. It won't make you make checks. It's rope. It's a 60-foot drop. You land on the soft pile of filth here. As you are looking around, you can see just the very trailing edges of a river kind of moving through the rock, flowing downstream, following this very thin tunnel that you can see. So you could absolutely follow the edge of this river to probably wherever the source is that they actually draw the well. Just if you stick very carefully to the slippery sides of
And
this cave.
To illustrate that point, your cat just leapt up behind
Yes.
you and moved along the
Leaped
narrow
up,
edge. That was
slipping
really good.
around, sneaky.
That was
Just
really
the
good
tail.
timing.
There you go. That's a failed stealth check, my boy.
Zeno. Zeno.
Or a
I
successful
have
performance
very
check, yeah.
limited mana right now. Why did
that-
he?
I'm hurting, Zeno.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
hurting real bad.
They'll walk over to Garda, just so exhausted. Not much has happened. They're already exhausted,
Like
and we'll
all
just
of her limbs are broken.
and very unceremoniously, like they do not care this hurts, bump you in the forehead with the bottom of their scythe, and will cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
All right. So just drop that healing in the chat. But as we are moving along here, are we ready to start creeping down this hall to find the source?
Yes.
Yeah, I assume the Pass Without a Trace is still active.
Yes,
Okay.
it's still active.
You want to do stealth
Luckily,
rolls?
no, at this point too, because you're in such close quarters as you're kind of like sneaking through this like horrible tunnel. I mean, the good news is you'll see anything that's coming towards you on both sides. The bad news is no amount of stealth in the world is going to hide you as you're just like walking on a sad ledge. So you keep making your way forward, pressing, following the course of this stream as it does grow wider and wider and more perilous as you're like squeaking your way along these slippery, mossy tunnels here. And as you come to a point where there's like a sharp corner, you hear a like a sound of labored breathing coming from just around the bend.
I pull out my hand axe and my shield and start inching down the hallway.
Yeah.
Somebody's
And
having a baby.
slowly turn and look at Halsey, and then slowly turn and look back to the front.
Yeah. And as you turn away, you do see that just around the corner, finally, this river kind of opens up into a larger space, like almost a flat platform that does continue on, but dragging kind of half in, half out of the water, you see a creature. It's human sized, but they appear to be a mushroom, like completely just like a big old red cap. They don't have a face or anything. They have like limbs that are shaped like a person's, and it's clutching like a trident, or well, you look at it again, you realize like it's a pitchfork, like a farmer's pitchfork. As they're trying, they seem to be bleeding some kind of like green sap, and sadly like trying to pull themselves up, like they've just crawled from the bottom of the river.
You'd like to be one of the members of the Myconid community.
Maybe we
feel
should
like-
do what we did last time and try to talk to them.
I feel like the exact second the two of you say that, like my hands are on fire, and I'm like, oh yes,
Oh,
yes,
oh,
crap, that's where
Diplomacy.
we're talking. That's the
We're
that's what-
talking.
yeah,
Guns
right.
away. Yeah, and what are you doing? Also, what's the distance situation? Because I'll say this creature is like, about 20 feet or so away from you, so you're pretty far away from it.
Senna will walk up to that. I think Senna will do a quick scan of the area first to see if there's anything else. They're clearly crawling away from something. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else around them.
No, as you're looking at them, they seem injured. Like somebody has attacked them, maybe with like a blade or something. Like the cuts are like precise and deep. It doesn't look like somebody's been chewing on them, like one of the Sporeborn or something. Like this seems like a wounded warrior.
I think Gada is going to move forward quickly, kind of recognizing this exhaustion and almost that sort of somebody who survived something recognizing another survivor. And so she begins moving forward towards this individual.
Yeah,
Then I will
and so
follow
both,
you right by them.
Sino and Gata moving forward. As you come about within 10 feet of this creature, you all see this like that kind of comes out of the cap on this thing, and there's like a little hazy green, almost like pollen falling through the air for a moment. And then Sino and Gata, in your head, you would hear a voice coming from this thing. Please, don't hurt him. It's not his fault. It's the madness, the disease. It's and you hear just like trailing weakness in its voice.
Gada tries to like move forward and help support it and get it somewhere where it can sit and rest.
Yeah, you can kind of pull it, out of the water. It's been clearly like climbing up from whatever is beyond. So you pull it out and you're surprised by how light its whole body is. It's that fibrous mushroom. So this thing is about the size, 5.5 feet taller. So it weighs maybe 40 pounds or so. You easily lift it up and out.
It's going to be okay. It's all right. We're here to help. We are the Valiant Six.
Help.
I'm not doing that right now. This is very
You're
serious.
like, it doesn't have eyes or a mouth. Can it
Doesn't
see
matter.
us? He knows.
Doesn't matter.
No, the vibe. It's got vibe sense.
Please go. Bring Enoch back. If we just take him to the village, we can help. He doesn't have to be alone. Promise me, don't kill him. Please.
I'll bring him to you.
I'm gonna place my hands on this myconid, and I'm gonna try and cast Cure Wounds on them as well at first level.
Yeah.
Giving them our sweet, sweet heals.
And also, just as a correction, it is Myco-Lid and
Myco-Lid.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we've been saying Michael Lid. We've been saying Michael
This
Lid
is
the entire
time.
time.
I realize I have an accent, but
Yeah, give him 10 points. No, 11 points of healing.
Yeah.
I will say for the record, you definitely said Michael Lid because that's what I've written down.
Yeah.
It's all good. All good. The programming.
The fault lay purely with us.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And your spell works. Your spell works on this living creature. Just a few genetic steps away from a human made of other stuff. But as you do, there is like a kind of like a piece that you hear telepathically. Also, everybody who hasn't come within 10 feet of this creature are like, what is happening? Like they're saying words out loud to it. It's very strange. This creature isn't making any kind of sound. And it says, thank you, my friends. I think I'm okay, but you must go. The cavern just beyond, it leads into our garden. My people are trapped now without access to the garden. Enoch sealed himself away when he became sick, but then those creatures came from the village up above and began attacking us, so we had to seal the other way. So please, they're running out of food. They're running out of water. We need this to end.
It will.
We'll end it.
Because that's what heroes do.
I shoot a look at Zal and just go,
Promise you.
not in
Yes.
front of the people.
Something of Enoch will remain no matter what takes place.
If you don't mind, my friends, I'm just going to rest for a
We need
little
to go.
while.
We need to
Get some rest.
slowly
again,
look at Halsey.
Don't kill him. It's not his fault. He would never have attacked one of his own kind like me if this hadn't poisoned his mind. Whatever is happening is
What poisoned his mind?
the water. He kept screaming about the water.
The water purifier.
Mushroom friend, I have a very, very important question here. Do you know of any possible way to reverse the state that Enoch is in? Because I only know of the one.
and the flames erupt into my hand.
Well, we are similar to plants in your way. I would assume, given enough time, if the water is purified, perhaps restraining him and allowing it to flush his system, replacing the
Excellent.
poisoned water with normal. That's my best
Installing the
guess.
water purifier was our plan after all. We will do our level best not to harm Enoch too much, but I suspect we may have to restrain him.
Please. And she kind of just whispering, mumbling, as you see the mushroom person kind of goes limp. Maybe sleep, maybe a coma. You don't really know. They are done. For now, it seems.
Oh no, he died.
No, he's
I
No,
don't.
not
I
quite.
think that.
No.
I didn't.
Dormant, like a plant in winter, perhaps.
Yeah.
no.
So, do we know where to take this purifier? I suspect, I mean, it's often the way that these things work out that Enoch will be there when we try to install the water purifier.
That does seem to be a consistent thing in our lives.
It's sort of like
doesn't
the
it?
30 feet. When you're 31 feet away, nothing. 30
It's
feet,
just
all
nothing,
good.
yes.
It's
Right.
definitely one of those
Like-
situations, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Moment.
You do have a it seems this person was telling you about Enoch is just beyond in a fungal garden, and you can see that the indeed, unfortunately, the river seems to probably bottom out there, if that is that final
yeah, like
shape
he's
at
pointing
the
at it
bottom.
like, what did I say? What did I say? They're being
Just
the same
around
place.
Watch
the
the
river
river.
bend.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
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 Dada's
Having
just
heard all
marching.
this,
Some
I'm
finale
just
shit. Here we
That's
go.
right.
draining my
Yeah.
canteen, just
Marching
drinking this
out.
crap.
This
How are you
definitely
doing
does
there,
have
Halsey? How are you
finally
doing?
How
counter
are you
energy.
feeling, Halsey?
Halsey is definitely green right now.
You're
Feeling-
green.
Definitely green.
Feel real good. Don't worry about Halsey.
Halsey,
Halsey's fine.
have-
Halsey just drinking water.
Halsey, have you always been green?
100% been always green. Promise.
Yeah,
Hey,
no,
Just
this is
ask
fine.
people if they're green.
can I? You mind if I have your canteen as well? I have drained mine.
Oh
I
no,
used
go right ahead
thirsty,
and give
yeah.
Halsey my water
Yeah.
skin. Here you go.
just
Yeah, you're really thirsty. And I mean, this mushroom too, this mushroom person looks like weirdly delicious. You're like, plant matter. Wait, did I think that? Wait, what?
we're all thinking it, right? We're gonna eat the guy.
What?
No.
No.
Halsey,
Ooh.
what? Huh, Perhaps we should move along quickly,
Oh,
said
yeah.
Wingnut.
Rescue
Who
him.
among us
Alright.
has never craved the flesh of the living, though? It's
Right,
fine.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
No.
casual comment. Are we moving forward into this final?
We're moving
chapter?
forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Sano's
So,
mom everyone to move
Yeah,
forward.
you're crying.
Okay, let's
It's not me, it's Wingnut. He's really into getting this done for some reason. So as you continue down, following the directions, you do not have long to go until you reach this fungal garden, which is this big cavern. The coursing river pools into a wide, swirling pond with purple mushrooms stand in the shallows and spread across the floor of this cave like a carpet, with like heaped piles of compost, and a lot of interesting smells immediately hit your nose as this place comes in here. It is true compost, so it doesn't smell terrible, just smells really weird. You can also see hanging over the pond, maybe like 30 feet or so up in the air, like a rope and a bucket. Like might belong to a well, that is just suspended sort of up above, and just a thin shaft of sunlight coming down from that point. But as you step into the room, kind of rummaging around in one of these big piles of compost, you see another of these mushroom people. This one is probably 3 times the size of this individual that you just saw, with this like glorious, crimson red cap worn like this gigantic hat over their person. And you can see that they have a series of belts and pouches, some of which have been ripped off. Like this thing has been crawling around and like who knows what, but it does grip like this edge of wood, like a staff on it. And as you step into the room, it sort of spins towards you in like a cat-like gesture, and you can see these like black veins now pulsing through like the white core, like under its cap, and moving down around it, and it sort of waves the staff at you all.
I don't think he's going to listen to reason. I'll be honest with you.
Enoch.
It doesn't seem to respond or make any noise.
Okay.
It's crouching.
Regard or anything?
Yes, it can definitely you feel it looking at you, despite the fact that it has no eyes. Its attention is very much fixated on you, and it's sort of doing that like wave back and forth thing, like a jungle cat, almost about to pounce.
Enoch.
I'll attempt to get his attention, like just sort of stand over beside her and then just go, like card trick, and
Yeah.
then I cast mirror image on myself. So I split into duplicates.
Yeah. All right. So as you do so, and this is seen, there is like a big old puff of these spores that comes out, much further reaching than that little, mycolid that you left in the tunnel here. And all of you feel yourself, the spores as they kind of, and you begin to hear the echoing voice in your head, and it's loud. It's so much louder than that creature you just met up above. It said, interlopers, cultists, poisoners, ruiners, destroyers. You come here, you will die for my people. You
Halsey,
will
they're looking for
die.
you.
It doesn't seem to understand what's happening as it kind of like swings its staff above its head.
Please, Enoch, you're not well. We have been sent by your friend to make sure you get your medication, yeah?
Medication. I don't have any friends. They're all dead. You poison them.
Sorry, please continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, go for it. I was please do. If you have one final thing to say, say it now, because I'm gonna roll initiative.
My understanding is
yeah.
Wingnut is fairly small, right?
Yes. Yeah, like a beach ball.
Grab Wingnut and start heading for wherever the water filter is supposed to be. Like when they're doing all this, I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's it.
So you grab Wingnut. It's like, whoa, as this happens, his little chirp. And you can jump, like, because it's that big pond area that has, all those little mushroom caps growing out of it. He's like, okay, we're installing this. And we're going to go ahead and roll initiative real quick here. I'm actually going to go ahead and just use the initiative from before, if you guys are all okay with that, as we move through here. So first of all, yes. So our Spore Lord here is definitely mad. So he is going to launch a nasty thing. Poor guy. Oh, what's his biggest, meanest soul spell? Just for funsies.
Could be the Valiant Seven that we could still rebrand.
Oh, he's a druid, so I'm trying to pick a hole.
Already ordered the shirts.
You can't. God, the 6. We don't want to replace someone again.
Yeah, again.
Yes, his mushroom ring ability.
We don't talk
causes,
about Bertram and Aloysius.
So as he waves his staff, Spore Lord causes fungal growth to erupt from a point on the ground. He can see, ring a mushroom sprout, big radius, each creature, not a mycolid. Make a constitution save for me, everyone. As these poisonous, sporous mushrooms that are like sending off these red, just puffs of nastiness erupt.
Hey!
Do I need to save for Sakura?
Yes, please.
Do dwarves get any sort of bonus in?
Yes, it is a poison save. Yes, so you roll with advantage.
Oh.
Yes, she is resistant to poison. Does that mean advantage or just half poison? She's resistant to both poison and poisoned. It does specify both.
Oh, yes. Because in Tales of the Valiant, you can be resistant to conditions as well. So that means that she will roll with advantage against the condition.
Excellent.
And have damage.
I'm not trying to suck up. I'm just gonna say there are so many things that I love.
And
adjusted.
I'll take your compliments.
I love Manifestation of Might. I think that's my favorite addition to.
Clerics. So many of it was baked into the subclass, getting heavy armor or not. So we think, why not just make that the choice from the beginning?
Stunts are super cool for those of you who play fighters. They're really neat.
Oh no, Jesse. That is Halsey got a 3. Okay. And then Wally, yes, Hendrian fails with a 10 as well.
Yeah.
Was that everybody in there? Because anybody.
I haven't put mine in yet.
Yeah, I put in chat, but I didn't say out loud. There was 18 for me and 14 from my baby.
Okay, 14 is the number. So just okay on this.
19.
Jeez. All right, so then we just have those 2 fails. So my friends, if you failed, I'm sorry, everybody's still going to take half damage, even if you succeeded. It is unfortunately quite a hit.
I assume if we have resistance to poison damage, that's halved again.
Yes.
Great.
Oh no. Okay, so yes, that's 23 poison damage on a failed save, or half as much. So 12 damage to those who still
Damn.
succeeded.
Upward
And you see
rounding up
him
to
get bigger
6.
and stronger as these red mushrooms actually heal any mycelids that would be around him, including himself, giving them temporary HP.
How does that interact with Halsey?
Oh, it does not affect you at all, which might be telling of the fact that the Sporeborn definitely not related to the mycelids. They did not do this, and the Sporeborn are preying on the mycelids just as much as the humans up above.
I should have known. Halsey was the villain all along.
Halsey! So this infection, whatever it is, did not come from these poor mushroom people. They are being victimized just as much by the Sporeborn.
no one
so
that
this-
cute can be that
Yeah.
virtuous.
Halsey down. Halsey is sleeping on the ground right now.
Oh, Halsey.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, that huge burst goes off here, and there's like that cackling sound, and like you hear just the rambling and just the complete. This dude is not okay. There is something very wrong with him. As you hear that telepathically. But we go ahead and move along for initiative before Sino. You are
One
acting
quick
first.
question, because this is relevant.
Yes.
Am I able to hellish rebuke off of that, or only off of direct attacks?
Only off of direct attack. Believe it has to target you specifically, and this was an
Perfect.
AoE target. Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. As I
Your rogue
see,
is down.
as I take this massive damage, we all take massive damage.
Mhm.
And I watch Halsey go down, and I see Garda not in great shape. Maybe because of the whole, gravity, 60 feet fall, all of that thing. I'm going to, I might as well. This is a fun thing that I'm preparing. You see the board bearings that I have in my hand with light cast on all of them. I'm
Yeah.
going to, I guess, would dropping it be an action, or
Nope. You can just drop it. I'd
yeah,
let you do
I'll
that
just
as a free
drop it.
action.
On the ground, you see these 5 balls of moonlight on the ground. And I'm
Mhm.
going to use an ability that I think is really cool. And I will be using I'll probably be playing a cleric more because of this, purely because of this.
Love to hear it.
Searing Radiance.
Yeah.
The Searing Radiance, as an action, you present your holy symbol and channel divine radiance through every magical light source that you've created, which I've created 5 with.
Oh, wow.
This is where
Nice.
it's cool to not have concentration on
Yeah.
spells like dancing lights and light. Yep.
So you need to make a con save or take
Yeah.
4d8 radiant.
Oh, wow.
Now is the time, kids. Yes. Oh my god.
Oh,
And you
Okay.
hear them
Oh,
right down
Mr.
underneath their breath.
Oh,
I got a 13, which I suspect is
That's
not what I.
That's exactly.
Oh no! Okay, all right. Do I take?
No!
Do I
Wait,
take
You
half
still
damage
take half
or?
damage, yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
Take half damage.
Wait. Don't I have
Um,
something?
I know
I'm
you
checking if I
guys
have
haven't
something, yeah.
missed, so you don't have luck. You guys have been rocking
Yeah,
the
I've
free
been rocking
world.
Yeah, I don't have anything to affect that. Yeah, okay.
Uh-uh.
I don't think I do either, unfortunately.
Yep.
Dang.
So I rolled 26, it'd be 13 points
Ugh,
of
that's
radiant
still
damage.
not
nice.
awesome. So like really searing light comes up, and this individual just stumbles with like there's just this overload. Again, no eyes, but plants sort of have eyes everywhere. So as that radiance, like it seems definitely confused
Private
and
eyes.
hurt by it.
Watching you. Full notes.
Yeah.
Damn
My
it.
Yeah.
glad eyes are
Heck yeah.
watching you.
Everywhere.
I'm gonna use my
yes.
yep, go ahead.
For it.
No, please.
And I'm gonna use my bonus action as in this flash of light. So the light fading, you see the light almost coalesce behind Enoch as I cast spiritual weapon. You see an
Cool.
exact replica of the scythe that Senna has appear behind him and slash downwards
Very cool. Roll to hit.
to attack. That
I'm gonna
is-
give you advantage on this because I think like the light and I think
Yeah.
Okay.
disoriented state makes a lot of sense with where Enoch is right
I
now.
rolled the exact same number twice. That's a 15.
Okay, yes, that'll hit.
Okay.
This guy is a big old target, and it's that spongy flesh, so it seems like the hits are rolling.
Perfect. Okay. That is Is that 1d8? Yeah,
B Dave,
1d8.
you got something to share there?
I do, but I'll wait. I read it and I actually can Hellish Rebuke, but we can resolve when this is all done here.
Okay.
That is 11 points of radiant damage. Another 11 points.
Nice. Okay. Very cool. So yeah, flashes of light as Sino is unleashing the power of the moon. Just really Sailor Scouting it up over here.
You hear them
Incredible.
mutter a little bit in pain because they're not looking great. If I had to give them a scale of how good they're feeling, like maybe 9 out of 21. You know, they're not feeling
yeah.
great.
Oh, that's not good.
That's
That's not good,
yeah,
babe.
yeah. So they kind of mutter underneath their breath.
I hope that
Artemis giving
works.
Have you considered drawing power from the souls of the vanquished? I can explain to you how it works.
Just
I-
eat the
I'm
souls
okay.
of the vanquished
Artemis is more than
today.
enough for me.
That's it's great though, because Zal, it's actually your turn. So let's resolve your hellish rebuke first.
Yes, because in Tales of the Valiant, it is one reaction when damaged by a creature within 60 feet that you can see.
Very cool.
There is no requirement that you be targeted. It's simply damaged.
Yes.
Love that.
Like me
So,
not even remembering my own.
it's
You're
almost
remembering
like you
a
have like
lot.
a
It's
book
either
worth
like
of,
100
it's-
something spell,
yeah,
150.
it's
It's the whole thing.
I need a deck save from this good plant person.
Yeah, I'm terrible at those. Yeah, the 7. 7.
Oh,
Hot
so,
7.
yep, that is
So,
not
yeah,
enough, and I rolled
that's
hot. So
Ooh.
19 points of fire
Oh
damage.
my god.
Got a 10 and a 9 on my hellish
ooh.
rebuke.
Fire, radiance. I'm saying already, Zal, as we're coming to your turn, Enoch is not looking great. So if you want the non-death option, maybe start considering.
Is I'm running over and I just get hit with these spores and hellish rebuke them back. I go, under, look, no look, whoosh. As I'm running with the hellish rebuke. I get there with the holding on to Wingnut, and I very much look back at him and I feel the Eldritch Blast forming, and I'm like, wait, restraint.
Right?
Seto is somehow like the third, like sixth sense
you.
snaps over to look at you as they see you.
A psychic thumbs up just floats in your mind.
Wait, yes, we're with mercy. We're doing mercy.
Good guy, poisoned, but good guy.
I realize Wingnut is a living thing, such as it is, but I will say I've got a tinkerer's fascination, so I'm actually pretty good with mechanical stuff. I feel like this is purely flavor because I didn't create this character, but I have so many things that it's like I learned from watching the other ones. Like I can do just a little bit of what everyone can do.
Yeah.
That I'm like always taking notes. Like I'm standing next.
That's kobolds. They're so curious. They want to know stuff.
Yeah.
And break stuff.
I'm always
to rebuild it, maybe.
next to Hendrian, and I'm like,
that is a cog. You said it was a cog.
Hold the flashlight steady, but hold the flashlight steady.
Sorry, I got excited there.
So my intent, Dungeon Master, is
Yes.
to try and install this filter. Very much looking, and like the Eldritch Blast starts forming, and I'm like, I just want you to know I could have had him, and go back to actually try and install the filter.
Yeah. So with the Tinker's Fascination, that gives you advantage with or D8 with a tool check. Yes. So is there a tool set you would like to use that you have?
Is there a relevant tool set?
I think Tinker's tools would, in particular, be great.
Technically, I've only got artist tools, so I just hold Wingnut out, and I'm like, do the engineering, do that thing that Hendrian does.
Maybe let's do this. Maybe give me a persuasion check to make him work faster and like focus in the middle of all of this. Because Wingnut's like, wow, whoa, oh, are they in trouble? This is unfortunate. They just need to focus Wingnut on the task. So maybe get the persuasion.
Oh, that was right in the face.
Yeah.
If you would allow me, I am just as good at deception as I am.
Deception. Yes.
I'm pretty good at intimidating, but I'm just as good at this. I'll go with intimidation. I will. I just say, Wingnut, I've spared one life today. I won't be sparing two.
Oh,
Please work faster.
roll me that check.
That is going to be a 16.
Oh, yeah, no, you got it, boss. No, you're right. You're right. Here, sorry. Oh God. And he opens up a panel and just like parts start falling out. He's like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, all right. Well, if you could just take that, and then here we go, and then this is the thing.
Yes.
As he, yes, like
Good.
he's like, I don't have hands. And
Yes.
you're like assembling this like little device.
Seems like a design flaw, but fine.
Oh well, Kailana is good at what. Well, later. And you are successfully installing the device on your turn, which is going to bring us to Gada.
I do have one
Oh, yes.
last thing,
Yeah.
because Sakura can do something.
Ooh, yes,
Halsey, what I know, my friend, can you see in the dark?
Nope.
You cannot.
Elves are not below ground descendants.
You know what? She's a good girl, but she's not the smartest girl. So she is going to use her puff of smoke on this myconid. Oh no, sorry, it's centered on herself. Never mind. I won't blind Halsey. I won't be that person. I will say it's almost like you see her kind of like puff up on your shoulder, Halsey, and then looks at you, and you just get the distinct feeling of just like, oh, sorry. She just sort of like blows a little bit of it out instead.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's it.
All right, then Gada, we come to you.
All right. It looks like things are being done. And Gada made a promise that she would bring whatever this person's name
Enoch.
is. Enoch, thank you.
Details are hard.
She promised she would bring Enoch back. So she is going to run up and just hit him till he's unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan, fighter. Do your thing.
That's her approach.
Yeah. That usually solves a lot of problems in tabletop role-playing games. I don't know if you've noticed.
And also in life.
How do we handle crits?
Crits.
Oh.
So technically, rules per written, you would just get to re-roll the dice. But I do like personally the homebrew rule, which we do go over in the GMG as like homebrew options. I like just doubling your damage.
Doubling the damage. All right, cool.
Ma'am, is it homebrewing when you're the lead designer?
Well, my core, the rules as written. I'm bound to the rules, but I can break free as a GM, like anyone.
It's just guidelines you're supposed to
I
follow.
make my own rules so I can break them, and that's my kink, everybody.
Oh, that's delightful. I love that. All right, that's going to be 11 points of damage.
Nice. All right, so
And
good old smack.
I have a weapon option for hamstringing.
Cool. Yeah. So for you as a fighter, because you get that special martial action thing, you can use a martial action as a bonus action. So you could do all your normal attacks and then also do a weapon option if you would like.
Fabulous. Well, then in that case, action surge. I'm going to hit him again.
Yes.
Like you do.
If you would like, you could do on your first turn, you could hit just with your weapon, do a bonus action to do a weapon option, and then you could action surge, and then you could do another attack, and then also as a bonus action, use a weapon action if you would like.
I love this. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next one is a 16 to hit.
Yes. Yes.
That's not you. You're
My boy.
That's you. And I'm going to use my ability to re-roll my damage.
Yes, from your weapon
Because
master.
that one was awful. Yes, that is much better. That's 10 points of non-lethal bludgeoning.
So before we go I know you have so many cool weapon options and everything. If you want to narrate those as you're doing that, that's cool, but this cat is done. So describe to me what is the play that knocks this boy out.
In that case, what happens is she runs up and just smashes him with the butt of the hand axe. And something clicks in Gadra, and she realizes that he's not fighting her the way she would expect someone who really wants to win is going to fight.
Yeah.
And so she drops the axe and just manages to get her arms around him and just chokes him to unconsciousness.
Yeah, as you get kind of that stock point right where you feel like would be like the face area, you can see, the cap starts to like shrivel as it like can't quite, the plant like veins can't interact with each other and kind of wilts in your hands until he stops moving.
Go to sleep.
Well done, Gata. Very well done. It's a good thing too, because I was up next and my options were burn him with fire or burn him with acid.
No, I made a promise. We're not killing him.
I know, well done. That's what I'm saying.
I believe you promised you wouldn't kill him, but I still had to back you up
technically,
there.
but whatever. And Wingnut yells out like, no need to panic. The device is done. And you all hear like a like it's basically like a little fish tank sound. It's actually very underwhelming. As this device is just spitting up audio. He's like, problem solved. Thank you, Valiant 6.
I will pull some manacles from my bag and clamp Enoch's hands behind his back. I'm just like, I don't know if these will hold him, but we should, I don't know, put him in a box or something until we get some water in him.
Absolutely, get one of those little plant fences, get him in there. And congratulations, you all. You have successfully beaten Caverns of the Spore Lord, you big ol' heroes. You big ol' heroes.
I do want to add that we totally give Halsey a swirly in the
before he wakes up. You do get him back, obviously, eventually. And drinking the purified water does indeed seem to help pretty immediately. And it's a very rapid thing that happens. As soon as the water is fixed, you do bring Enoch back to your poor, Michaelid friend who brings you back to the village. And they actually have a variety of mushrooms that remove poison and can cure curses that they kind of down Halsey's throat. And he is fine. And you all, go on your way, like, as you hear, letters later, like, oh, Enoch was able to recover after a few days, and with his magic, he was able to help the citizens of Holgig, repair and move on and stave off the infection. And you all have worked together to stop Porgoth's cult and all this horrible nonsense. So you are feeling pretty damn valiant at the end of the day. So congratulations once again, you big damn heroes. So we are running a little over time, so I want to make sure to go around and one more time, just tell the people who you are, where they can find you. So let's go around. Katie, you were right on my screen. So Katie, thank you for playing. Who are you? Where can people find you?
Thank you so much for having me play. This was delightful. My name is Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie's. Goblin Katie. You can find me on all the socials at Goblin Katie. And there's stuff brewing. There's stuff cooking. There's going to be an announcement in the next week or two. So you should go check me out on socials if you had fun and don't find me irritating.
Heck yeah. And Jesse, where can the people go to find you?
Hi, everybody. I am Jesse Jurdak. You can find me on @JesseJurdak on every dang one of the socials. Coming up in June, I have an exciting thing coming up. We are playing Tales of the Valiant for charity. So please check out @Roll for Initiative, because we will be doing our best to raise money for Doctors Without Borders with the assistance of Kobold Press. Thank you so much, Kobold Press. Love you guys so much. And you making my dreams come true.
Oh, there it is. There we
go. Thanks, Jesse, for that final stinger. Thank you. He
said it.
And Drac, where can people go to find you?
Yeah, I am Drac or Draconics. You can find me on socials @Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES. I do a bunch of TTRPG stuff, like I said. I produce, write, perform, all the TTRPG stuff I do or will be doing. I think the only thing I would like shout out is that this Thursday, I'll be over on Stella Luna's channel in a new miniseries called Fair Omens. It's going to be a City of Mist campaign, which can be very fun. If you wanna see me play a gang leader for good, or a gang leader who calls himself a community manager, you can check me out there.
It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. You can check me out over there. But other than that, I have a bunch of other stuff. Just follow me on socials to find out what I'm doing at any given moment.
Heck yeah. And Mark, where can the people go to find you?
Hello. You can find me online at, let's see, Mark_Mir on the shambling corpse of what used to be Twitter. You can find me at Mr. MR period Mark Meer on Instagram. I'm going to be a guest at GameCon Canada next month, and I'm going to be a dungeon master there as well. So you can actually sign up to play in one of my games. I'll also be a dungeon master at D&D in a Castle at the Ohio event, the inaugural USA D&D in a Castle event. That will be in July. I'll be back at the Lumley Castle in the UK in October and November for D&D in a Castle. And if you want to find something that I did recently, you can go over to Chaosium's YouTube channel and watch Graveyards of Arkham, which I am the keeper of arcane lore for.
Very cool. And Wally, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on the social medias under all the same name at WALLE132, just like the cute little Disney robot. Type that in, you'll probably find me. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. Just like follow me on social media if you just want to find out the stuff that I do, because I do have stuff in the works. Just finalizing things.
Like everything is just getting
all
ready to be
cooking. It's all
announced and
brewing.
start up.
Yeah. So keep your eyes out. B Dave, where can people keep their eyes on you?
B Dave Walters everywhere, ton of events, all kinds of stuff happening. I'll be at Gen Con, but I'm gonna give up my hype time for one very minor epilogue. Sinnoh's god is Solana, right?
Of light. Yeah,
Was that
Clerk
it?
of Light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Late one night when everyone else is sleeping, Zal creeps along by himself to the temple of Solana, and you see right as he is approaching the door, in the shadows across from him, what looks like a pair of red eyes opens, staring, and he looks down at his hands, and he's kind of clutching the souls that he's taken on his way into the temple, and he just looks and says, "You only get my soul, fiend. You don't get theirs." And he goes to put these various people to their rest.
Oh, Zal is valiant.
Oh, that was
my
adorable and a
God.
twist and horrible, and I love him.
I love that.
Zal, our sweet Kobold, the best of us kobolds.
Oh, fade out, fade out.
And
So
fade out.
dramatic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But on that note, thank you all once again for being here. I have been your Dungeon Master, Game Master, Celeste Conowich. Keep your eye on Kobold Press, all things Tales of the Valiant. Obviously, it is out now in the world, and it will only get bigger and brighter. Speaking of, I will also be at GameCon Canada, running games. I think doing an actual play there too. So come say hi. I'll be at the booth also as well. But thank you all. Yes, Katie.
MomoCon at the end of this month. There are game seats still available for Tales of the Valiant games that are being run by some of the folks from Kobold.
Get in there. We're trying to be everywhere. We love this game, and we hear your love in this game, and we're just so grateful for the support and want you all to get involved. Speaking of please do, if you haven't already, if you enjoyed this game, please donate to the Kobold Gaming Scholarship. Once again, that QR code is there on this page. You can find the link in chat, and it will be on our website. I'm not 100% sure when donations are closing, but they are still active. And remember, Kobold Press will match up to $5,000. So we are absolutely hoping we can match every penny of that, so we can give someone out there, a rising game designer, a really awesome student scholarship to just, add to our community. So please do, and go do that. Once again, thank you all for joining us for KoboldCon. And that's it. That's it from us, folks. So we'll see you in just a little bit. We're going to be doing our closing ceremonies for the day, so don't go too far, but we'll see you then. So thanks so much, everybody. That's all. Bye.
Bye.
Good evening, everyone. It's me, Dot, and I brought my friend Celeste along because if y'all didn't know, Celeste designed the game
Yes.
of the weekend.
So a lot of it is my fault, or you're welcome. Yes, respectively. So happy to be here.
Yep. It's a good thing too because this is the last. This is it, everybody. I hate to
We've
tell
done
you,
it. Oh my
we've done it.
gosh.
We spent all weekend playing kobolds. We did the Kobold Con thing, and we just could not be more thrilled, I think, with how it turned out. So I think just to remind everyone, this is the closing ceremony for Kobold Con 2024. I hope you all enjoyed it if you tuned in. I know that I did. Over the last few days, we have had panels
So much
and
panels, hearing from artists, hearing from
right
designers, hearing the production team,
Q&A
getting a look at
sessions.
first look at some VTT stuff. Like it's been so much stuff.
Yep.
It's been really
There were
exciting to be a
late
part of.
night news show shenanigans last night. It got weird. And the highlight really, of course, being that on Friday we launched the digital Tales of the Valiant products.
Something
Just
we all have
saying.
been like waiting for eagerly in the Warrens. Like, is
Just
it
saying.
today? Is it today? I know seeing content get into people's hands has been so exciting. The chatter in the Discord, hanging out with all of you, has been just so much fun for me, personally, and I think for everybody here at the Cobalt Warrens.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, it's not going to necessarily be the last that you see of Tales of the Valiant either, which we'll talk about here in a second, because our kobolds are still hard at work. They put in countless hours, and now they're still putting in countless hours to continue to see maybe what's in store for us in the future. But we would be remiss if we didn't just take a second to thank our sponsors, our partners, and everyone who helped make this Kobold Con event possible. Because the fact of the matter is, without your support, we wouldn't really have been able to make Tales of the Valiant. From the beginning, we even had an open public playtest process. Like literally, from the beginning to the end, there has been a little piece that everybody hopefully has been able to be a part of. And so it really is like
Yeah, this is
the
all
village
of it.
makes it.
All of it meeting, yeah, from the very beginning of this, Kobold Press has only done as well as it has and been around this long because we have such a just dedicated and passionate community behind us. And so taking the leap with us to make our own system, to make something that we can build a future on, and having you all like be a part of that and shape it with your feedback has been critical, like one of our number one priorities in this process. And it's just been wonderful. This is the game that you all wanted and we wanted, and like that just makes everything feel so much more special.
Yep. So it's true, everyone. It's true. Dreams really do come true. The player's guide and the Monster Vault can be grabbed in PDF right now over on the Kobold Press store or over on Drive-Thru RPG. But it's not just that you can get stuff this weekend, because we also had a lot of worldwide organized play this weekend. So let's thank all of our attendees who signed up, who played a game, who supported, a GM over on Start Playing Games, and for all of you who tuned in online, giving us your eyeballs and making sure we're not just shouting into the void is also a great way to support. It's your passion for gaming and Kobold Press that really makes what we do so very special. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, this weekend, if you did buy something from Kobold Press, we told you from the beginning that a portion of everything that you purchased would go back into a fund, a scholarship fund, in fact, as part of Kobold Con. Annually, we'll begin putting out this Kobold Press Gaming Scholarship, and the goal is to partner with a variety of schools from across the country who support pen and paper game design. And so this year, we selected University of Southern California and their USC Games Department. Celeste talked a little bit about that before our charity stream, but the fact of the matter is, I got some numbers.
Ooh, I want to hear the numbers.
I got some numbers.
Yay!
So this weekend, with 10% of the purchases, we came in just a little under $1,000. So we rounded up because kobolds don't math. We just round up. So thanks to all of you at home and all of the purchases that you made, you all raised $1,000 for the scholarship fund, and we promised to match it, which means in total we raised $2,000 for the first ever Kobold Gaming Scholarship.
Wonderful. That's so
which is so
cool.
exciting. So we will be getting those funds over to USC Games as soon as possible, and we will all let you know as long as we get the permissions to be able to share the student that receives it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I just love that we can do something to contribute, get more game designers out in the world. As a game designer myself, I have to say we need more. And seeing people actually getting a chance to study it in school and, learn this kind of stuff, especially, tabletop design is really different than video game design in a lot of ways. And seeing that become a bigger part of academic culture is just so cool. And thank you all. Thank you all so much for your donations and for being here and being part of this.
Just think, somewhere out there in the universe, you've made some wee baby game designer. We have helped to make sure that they
I
get
can't
fostered
wait
into
to
the
buy
next.
their products.
I know.
Right?
We're all gonna look back, a few years from now and say, just think, that you buying Tales of the Valiant made sure that that kid maybe got what they needed. So, very cool. Thank you all so very much. And again, something we will continue, year after year. So, I'm making sure I got all my notes. I didn't miss anybody's names. I did it. Okay, great. So this may be the end of Kobold Con, but it is not really the end of the Tales of the Valiant launch. This is actually
Just the
this
beginning.
weekend was just a kickoff.
Yeah.
So for all of you at home, if you did back the Kickstarter, you should have received everything you needed to download your PDF. If you didn't, please reach out to support@koboldpress.com. For those of you who did, dive deep because the books are coming. We expect that our
Yes.
backers will get their books, those beautiful, beautiful books, which, by the way, if you want to see those books, Kendo got surprised live last night with the only printer proof copies in existence. And Kendo didn't know they were in the box.
Kendo, I'm so jealous.
And Kendo had a little bit of a joyous freak out live. They're very beautiful. Kendo got a box set. So you can go back and watch last night's video if you would like to partake in the kind of joy you can expect for yourself when you open the box in June.
Amazing. I'm going to watch that immediately. I somehow missed it. But oh my God, so jealous.
It's so good. I actually may have clipped something this morning, just the video of him being like, like anime girl eyes. But yeah, so for all of you backers, your books are coming. As soon as they hit our warehouses, you are first to launch out the door and to mail. So you can hopefully expect those by mid-June, and then following right after that, you can expect your local game stores and everyone else. If you want to go to the store and buy it and ship directly, all of the above will be happening sometime mid to late June. So everybody just kind of keep your ears peeled. And the best way to do that is to follow us on your favorite platform. That's it. Just follow us because that's not the only thing. Just because you got the books doesn't stop the Kobolds from making more Tales of the Valiant stuff, because we announced earlier in the weekend we're already busy doing that. Right? So as you're still typing, your fingers never stop.
So many cons, so many things. We're still designing all kinds of new stuff from all of the reveals, that we had this weekend. You should be well aware by now that we are definitely hard at work on bringing you more, better, advanced, awesome just content. We want to give you as much as we can for Tales of the Valiant, and we're working overtime, double time to make that happen for you.
It's true.
And
that includes showing up, right?
Yes.
Like we're gonna come to all of you. We're bringing the books to you. GameCon Canada's around. Celeste mentioned she's gonna be there. All the Kobolds will be there. We won't have books ready yet, but we'll be in perfect time for you to place that order so you can get it shipped almost immediately. And then, Gen Con, Dragon Con, Kendo's going to Big Bad Con. We're sending Zach to run some organized play at Gamehole Con. So we've got so many places we're showing up this year and ways for you to get involved with Tales of the Valiant if that's something that you want to just give a try. And you know what? Bring your books with you, because if the Kobolds are at the booth, I'm sure we'd be happy to just, sign it.
Always happy to do that. Or
write in your book for you.
Yeah, or just come on by if you want to talk about, I don't know, barbarian features. I'm always there and super happy to do it. It's so fun getting to talk to you all about how you are actually using the game and the system. So always love the opportunity to hear from you. Also, great thing, if you want to join the Discord, like we have those social platforms, lots of great people who are organizing their own games and, already talking about homebrewing options and like deep dives. It's
They're
just so
already
great to
big
hear from you.
fans.
Yeah. Yeah. Hear from you, get involved, and it just warms our little kobold hearts.
Hey, I think that takes it to the Discord. If that link is dead, I'll put
There
a
we
better
go.
link. But we'll see if that one works. That's an old command. We'll find out. But yeah, you're right. The Discord is the best ways to just stay involved with the rest of the community and keep up on what's going on. We're always looking for GMs. We're always looking for players.
Yes.
And
Players,
yeah,
playtesters, you know, there will be more
playtesters.
and more to
Yeah.
come. This system was the most massive playtesting effort I've ever been a part of in my career. And we keep high hopes that we're gonna keep on doing it and really keep making this game something that is a game for us all.
Which is so very true because you're already doing that. Because we also
Yes.
announced the next round and upcoming sets of products that you can expect from us, which is something new for the kobolds. We're usually very shy. We don't like to announce too early, but we did it. We convinced the kobold in chief that maybe it was a good idea to give you all a little peep of what was going on over in the Warrens, and we did that by not only announcing some of our VTT partners that are ready to go this weekend. Demi playing with the character sheet. Demi playing coming with the TOV character sheet. You have Shard is ready to go. Alchemy's ready to go. Foundry's working on something. I know Hero Lab is cooking on some VTT options, and of course, Roll20 is out there working on something for Tales of the Valiant. So you're going to see a lot of digital platforms. But the future of TOV is looking bright because
very bright.
we announced the next book. Now, the Game Master's Guide is already out there. You can go pre-order it now if you didn't manage to back the Kickstarter. But we announced the next Kickstarter, which, Celeste, I feel like maybe you could hype up a little bit since your fingers have been
Yes.
tapping away at writing it, which of course is the Labyrinth World book. If you've been peeping through the
Yes.
Player's Guide in the Monster Vault this weekend, you've probably seen it mentioned, and you go, that's not a book. Well, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be. And for those of you who participated in the Game Master Guide Kickstarter, or the Player's Guide Kickstarter, Tales, there was a document, a sweet little PDF that recently came out called The Guide to the Labyrinth. Essentially, the Labyrinth World Book is taking, if you liked anything in there, good news for you, because that is only the beginning of seeing something huge and bright that is coming to Tales of the Valiant, a setting that is, in a lot of ways, all settings, and kind of ties and combines the crossroads of your home games, our home games, what has come before, in creating a really cool high fantasy universe in which so many different types of stories can be told, and there are so many options coming along. I don't know how much I can say because I'm so in the weeds with it, but like,
you can't.
oh, I mean, God, everything for players, for GMs, for, you know, even just it's really exciting, and we are in the thick of it, and cannot wait to tell you more. I hope you love it as much as we do, because every day it's just a creative thrill to be working on this book. Can't wait to show off some of it off for
I'm
you.
excited. I
Yeah.
might be a little excited because you can go find my world actually in the Guide to the Labyrinth PDF. If you want to go dig,
player
I got
world and
all those
influences
player
once
worlds. I
again.
got one
Yes.
in there, which is very
Yeah.
exciting. So yeah, a really exciting thing. And for those of you who maybe are ready to take the deep dive into settings and GM books and stuff, that's cool because we got a starter box coming for you. The starter box is a
Yes.
great entry point into Tales of the Valiant. Steamforge, who makes incredible products, is putting this
Beautiful.
TOV starter kit together, the starter box, and it's going to include their minis, GM screen, exactly what you need to get started. So this is that moment where either you bring somebody new in. The starter box is used for two things: people that just want to taste, or people that you really, really want to get started. It's the
Right.
starter
It's
gift
everything
for a
you
reason.
need.
Yeah. And
Get them
it's
hooked on this
coming.
great old hobby that has us all in it.
It'll be actually, if I remember correctly, and Kim's in chat, so I'm going to tell Kim to correct me if I'm wrong, but it should be available for purchase this year, which means
Yeah.
it might make the perfect holiday gift.
Oh my
And
gosh,
if that's
yeah.
not the route you want to go, you know, don't fret. We've got the Art of Kobold Press coming, everyone. That's right. Our first coffee table book is on its way. No, not the GMG, the starter box.
Starbucks.
Starter box, Kim. I saw Kim's brain, the record skipped on screen in chat. I saw
From
it
Steamforged.
from Steamforged.
Starter box.
They said Q4, so yeah, somewhere around the holidays. The same
Yeah.
thing. We will have the art book for pre-sale. Will not be ready to ship by the holidays, but in pre-sale, which means you would have it, starting sometime in 2025. But we had a big deep discussion on art yesterday of TOV, and I think it was such a great interview to get to see how Mark's brain works and how he brings the creative edge to why we make the art we do, why things look the way they do, and why people are always saying Kobold Press's art is the best art. And now you kind of get a look as why. Well, this is a culmination of that.
Mhm,
The art book is
mhm.
a multi-year history. Kobold is now 18 of everything and all the artists that we've worked with, and it's not just going to be pictures, right? The art itself, it's going to be antidotes, letters, notes, behind the scenes looks at what it has taken over the years
Yeah.
to make
How
this
we've
much
gotten here,
art. Yeah.
because
How
it
did we
ain't
get here?
easy.
No, it's not.
It is art is often an unsung hero, I feel like, of the process, in working hand in hand with mechanics and game design too. Like, a lot of the times you're not seeing how much effort goes into crafting the things, to look the way they do, to invoke those mechanics, and it's an incredible conversation. I'm so happy we got to hear from our
I mean,
artists and can't wait for this
just
book,
think,
right?
just for TOV alone, the book covers alone are
Yes.
such a brilliant look at how deep Mark goes with the
Yes,
art,
how they relate
and
to each
how they
other. Oh
relate
my
to each
god.
other, and they tell its own kind of story. I mean, all last night's gags were just about the cover
I
of the Monster Ball
I'm
and Player's Guide.
obsessed. When I saw those covers for the first time and put the story together, I was just
It's
immediately in
brilliant.
love. Just so in love, because also personally, I have been both that rogue and that wizard on the Player's Guide cover, who just being a disaster
Yeah,
or
it's always like,
not.
put it back, put it
Well, a
back, put it
dragon is
back.
outside, right? Like coming with a lich on it, whatever. Let's argue about treasure more. Incredible.
Well, the fact of the matter is you'll get to see all of that and more in this art book. So it's going to be a very special, a limited run print, everybody. So do keep it on your radar. And I think the last thing that we have to announce is that because of all of you, because of us getting here, Kobold Con 2025 is already in the works. Yes, it is coming back. Yes, we'll be doing it next year. So the same unforgettable Kobold experience. Mark your calendars and get ready to join us for more shenanigans next year, about the same time, probably in the summer. And yes, it will be online. That was a big part of what we've always wanted to do with Kobold Con, is maintain some level of accessibility. So, but if you miss this year's festivity, like say you just rolled in on us today and you have no idea what's going on, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is absolutely fine. You can actually go visit our YouTube channel starting next week. We're going to re-archive all the mini panels, interviews, live shows, ridiculous late night news shows, all to YouTube, so you can go back and watch it at your own time. That's all going to get archived for you. And you, again, want to go join our Discord, where the big conversations are happening, our community is evolving, and you can get involved in what will be regular online TOV organized play. You can expect that both at conventions all year and online all year, not just for Kobold Con. Well, if you are here and you have no idea what's going on, we want to thank you. We want to thank you all for helping us get here, for launching Kobold Con, and for giving us a reason to celebrate with the launch of Tales of the Valiant. If you don't know what Tales of the Valiant is, head over to talesofthevaliant.com. It'll tell you all about Kobold Press's newest game, which is built off the 5th edition SRD. It is our version, our future, if you would, of where we'll be taking our games here in the company. And as you can see, we already have a lot of products in the works to make that a reality. So thank you again. And thank you, Celeste, for all your hours in your little Celeste cave making the game possible.
Well, thank you, Dot, for telling people about it. So it makes the working in the cave all worth it. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for joining us and making KoboldCon 2024 a huge success. We hope to see you all again next year. Don't stay a stranger. Come visit us at a booth. Kobolds truly, we bite, but it's really not that hard.
Yeah.
It's
more
really
playful.
not. So Yep. And and you know what? If you're unsure about buying the books, Chad is right. You can go check out the Black Flag role playing document, which is completely free online at
385 pages of completely free
385
look at the
pages.
system.
Yep. koboldpress.com/black-flag-role playing will get
Wow,
you
that's
there.
deep knowledge.
It is, yeah,
Yes.
you saw my brain struggle a little bit with that
The
one. So
online
yes,
search will probably
you
do it
also
too.
search for
You'll
it,
get
or
there.
you can go to the bfrd.net, which is our
Yes.
official wiki page for it,
Oh,
and
perfect, yeah.
everything you need is there, bfrd.net. Well, thank you all again, and we will see you all next week for Kobold Chats, where I'm sure Kendo's going to have a whole lot to say and a very sleepy stupor about the events from this weekend. Big, huge thank you to Kendo for making sure that all of this happened online. A big, huge thanks to Zach for making sure it organized play, and big, huge thanks to all of you for trusting us to put out a little book called Tales of the Valiant. Thank you all so much, and we will see you next year for KoboldCon 2025.
Bye, folks.